Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you, you're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from the bottom left-hand corner of the Nevada Triangle. Good evening everyone, my name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for the show. Have had this show now going on, 7-8 years. We've been doing this a while, guys, so if this is your first time, welcome. I'm also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society. That has been in existence for over 10 years. We're just not a talk show host here, we're also investigators. So when we go out looking for all those great paranormal subjects, we tend to find a lot of stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I started this a long time ago. Got a team, got a co-host. Matter of fact, he's right here on my right to your left, Alan Thomas.
Hi all, how are you?
And I would say in the back corner, womanizing the board, but she's not here today. She is somewhere with the college. I think she's having a party of some type. So she's taking the night off. So Emerald is not here. So we pretty much got all the electronics surrounding us tonight, and I think we can handle it. But it's helpful when Emerald's here because it takes a lot off of us. So if you are watching us right now at livestream.com, then thank you very much, and you are looking at us right now. For all those people who don't know, we are broadcasting video worldwide at livestream.com. You can go to paranormalcentral.net and click on the link, and you can watch us if you want. If not, we are also broadcasting audio on the artbell.com website at Dark Matter Network. And if there's a link at paranormalcentral.net as well, or you can just go to artbell.com and look for the Dark Matter Network symbol or logo. Click on that, and you can listen to us on your phone if you want. They have an app. I believe it's on, I forgot what the name of the app is, but you can listen to it.
It has the link right on.
Yeah, the link's right on there. So much things to remember, so sorry, guys. All right. As usual, we usually go right into it, and we call Danny Valderrama and talk about the Squatch Report. But things are going to change for today's show. We have a special guest that's going to be calling in. When I first started this many moons ago, there's two things that I enjoy in life, and that is paranormal, obviously, and the next is music. I was involved in the music industry a while back, and I was born in, I don't want to say I was born, I grew up in the 80s, all right? So I dig 80s music, okay, you guys? I am a big fanatic when it comes to 80s music. And it so happens that I have, I want to say the keyboard player, the synth player, and I want to say the guy who pretty much, I believe he does all the music on all of the tracks. Paul Robb from the Information Society group is going to be coming on. Information Society, one of my top 10 favorite bands of all time. And I put Information Society right up there with Depeche Mode, The Cars, Yaz, Kraftwerk, Devo, Gary Newman. Those are all my favorites of the 80s when I was growing up, and Information Society is right in there. And Anything Box. Sorry, Dania, if you're listening. Anything Box is in there as well. So I'm really excited that we're going to have Paul Robb on tonight. And I'm going to tell you why I think he fits pretty good in what we talk about. If you listen to his lyrics, or listen to the lyrics of a lot of the songs on all their albums, they're trying to tell you something. Just listen, think about the title or the band name, Information Society. We're going to talk about that tonight. So it's not just that, I like them a lot and I wanted them on. Their music, their lyrics is trying to tell you guys something. And they just released a new album called Hello World. And their single, Land of the Blind, and that just got released like in March, I believe. And the song pretty much says it all about what we talk about here as far as conspiracy theories and all that. And we'll talk to Paul Rob. Hopefully, he's going to call in at 10 minutes after. So we got about 4 minutes, and Paul Rob's going to call in. And we'll answer it, and we'll talk to him. I think we got about 15 minutes with him. So after, we talk to him a little bit about what's going on with his music and maybe a tour coming up, then we'll call Danny and go from there. So I can't wait to talk to Paul Rob from Information Society. We got a couple of minutes here before he calls in. So,
and I was just outside and I was looking at the sunset and it was all the way around. I mean, I was looking east and there was a sunset. It was like, wow, that's like opposite, isn't it? And then I looked west to where the sunset is, and it was sunset over there too. It's beautiful. I don't know if it's chemtrails or clouds though. So, just thought I would throw that in there.
Could be either or. You never know.
Yeah, they were spraying hot and heavy this morning.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. Now, I believe another solar flare hit. Sunspot erupted on the sun just recently, like within the day or a couple of days ago. And I believe in Chino, a lady reported that sticky web substance, and she actually witnessed but I don't think they're going together. She witnessed a sea cargo plane with two planes following it, or vice versa. They were following it or whatever. And that's when all of this stringy stuff started falling out of the sky. So she actually called the news. The news came out and took some of the stuff really, and then took it to a university, and they tested it. And I don't think it was quite what she thought it was. I forgot what it was because I had to look at it really quick, and I was doing something else. So, but
well, I read that, and the news company, they said it was nothing,
right?
But then somebody called her from InfoWars or somewhere, and said take it to an independent testing thing, and they went and took it, and it turned out to be strontium, barium, aluminum, and then they had blood tests.
All right, we got Paul Rob calling in.
Right on.
Hello, this is Paul.
This is Paul.
Hey, Paul, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Very good. Now, this is Jeffrey and my co-host Ellen.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Alan. How are you?
Real good.
So, hey, appreciate you coming on a Sunday. I know we're probably taking you away from football or something.
Oh, not at all. It's a very quiet night around here in Santa Monica. So
Santa Monica. Right on. All right. Well, hey, just before we start, I just want to say I am a big fan, and I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up here. You know what? Okay.
I appreciate it.
I grew up and I graduated high school in 1984. So it was right there, in the 1988, and when you guys came out with, the first album. And dude, I've been a fan for a long time, and I'm not just saying that. All right. So, I put you up there with the top 10 of like my favorite group, like Depeche and Yaz and the Cars and Kraftwerk and Devo and Gary Newman, and you're right in there, dude. So I appreciate. So, all right, well, yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, and when you guys, released this album, it's been a while since you guys released an album. How long?
Oh, it's like 170 years, I think, something like that. I know we had an album out in 2007, but that was not all of us in the room at the same time on every song. We all participated to a certain extent, but for instance, the singer, our singer Kurt was only on one of those songs. So the last time we actually did a record with all of us together was 1993, if you can believe that.
Wow, that's a long time ago. Yeah. So, but you know what? I'm glad you guys are back. When you guys put out your first album in '88, you guys had a lot of hits. And I don't know how what you think about your first album, dude, but that got everybody hooked on you guys. So
Yeah, we heard those songs so many times back then. It has only been in the last, I want to say, 5 or 6 years that I've been able to listen to that album sort of with more of an objective ear rather than remembering everything specifically about how many times we played those songs.
Yeah.
And, you know, oh my God, I'm so sick of that one, or I never liked that one, or whatever. And you know, I can look at it, I think, somewhat objectively now, and see that it was quite a good album. Actually.
Absolutely. I still have that on my iPhone with, you know, Peace and Love Incorporated, and now I got Hello World. So I want to talk about, you know, definitely Hello World, but you know, for a lot of people who are listening to us right now from all over the world, and I mean, we got people in Brazil, South America, and you know, that's a big fan base is in South America. I mean, and that goes for all of the groups that I just described to you, you know, Depeche and all those guys. You know, when they go to South America, dude, they sell out like big time down there.
Oh yeah. I mean, they love them some synth pop in South America, and you know, it's not like, I mean, you know, I'll say the South America is our second biggest market after the States, and in terms of playing live, we probably played more in South America than we played here in the States. Actually.
Yeah, that's actually, and I think you're right. You know, I'm friends with Anything Bachdania, and they just, you know, came back from Peru, and they're all over the place out there. So I definitely, you know, Depeche goes play. They sell out arenas like 5 times in a row. So.
Yep.
So big time. So all right, hey, let's talk about, you know, for those who don't know Information Society, I'm sure you guys have all heard the hits like, you know, the singles like What's on Your Mind and Walking Away, Running. That was off your first album. And then you have Peace and Love Incorporated, which I dug big time. Going, Gone, and Cry Baby is actually one of my favorites.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was one of my favorite songs from that era as well. And then don't forget, we had an album in between those.
Yes,
we had an album called Hack.
Hack, right?
In '90, and that was actually our third top 40 single came off that album. That was Think.
Okay.
Which, you know, strangely enough, I think worldwide, Hack was actually a bigger hit than our first album. Even though here in the States, most people only know the first album and think of us in terms of, you know, being a one-hit wonder or practically a one-hit wonder. But in most other markets, Hack is the better-known record.
Wow. See, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that. So, you know, Hack came out in 1990, right after, a couple of years after, you know, your first then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, obviously, you guys just released the new album, Hello World. Now, I wanted you guys on here, and I wanted you on here because, you know, Information Society, you know, when I listen to your lyrics, you guys are basically trying to tell us something. Now, you're the synth. I'm thinking you're more like the Martin Gore, Depeche. You're the programmer. You're the music guy, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. The lyrics. Who writes the lyrics on most of these?
Most of the lyrics are, well, I'd say a slight majority of the lyrics are written by me.
Okay.
A lot of times, Kurt and I will collaborate on lyrics. You know, on the big hits. Let me see. Like, What's on Your Mind was the two of us on the lyrics. Think was just me. Walking Away was just me. But actually, on the most recent album, we collaborated more than we ever have, and most of the songs on the album are actually a collaboration between the two of us, at least in terms of what we call the top line, meaning the lyrics and the melody.
Okay. Now let's talk about the single, Land of the Blind. You know, the lyrics on that one, you know, and some of the songs like Jonestown, are you basically telling everybody that what you guys are being in the news, all the media, a lot of that is basically controlled? Is that what you guys are
Well, you know, media criticism has always been one of our themes,
right.
You know, from long before anyone ever heard of us. When we were a local band in Minneapolis, you know, one of our things to do was to you know, sort of hack visual. We love to take elements from advertisements and reappropriate them for our posters, for instance. And obviously, with sampling, that we were able to do that in a comic way as well, and recontextualize things so that they came to mean something other than what they originally meant. or perhaps something truer than what they originally meant. So, yeah, I mean, a critique of what Jim Cassidy would call the media-induced trance
Right.
has always been an integral part of the band.
Yeah, and the lyrics on Land of the Blind, it doesn't mean a thing. Land of the Blind, one-eyed man is king. I mean, that pretty much tells it right there. Because we're a paranormal show here, but also into conspiracy theories. But we're trying to open people's brains up a little bit. That what you guys are actually watching on TV, especially the media, because the media, every single channel is they pretty much broadcast the same exact thing, almost verbatim. Like they've been given the news to the way the government wants to have them broadcast it. So,
well, I don't know if I'd say that, but I will say that there are a very small number of sort of corporate approved narratives that you hear over and over. You're certainly not going to say that MSNBC and Fox News are saying the same thing, but
right.
within their silos, their individual demographics of their listener base or their viewer base,
right,
they do say the same things over and over and over again. That's for sure.
Right, absolutely. You guys are, obviously the album is already out. It's been out since, I believe, the summer. Are you guys going to be touring anytime soon?
Well, the thing is, we're kind of old, and we have families, and we have careers in some cases completely unrelated fields. James Cassidy, for instance, is a professor up in Oregon. So we're not going to be touring in the rock and roll sense of climbing on the old tour bus and going out for 6 weeks or 2 months or something like that. But we are still performing live, and we're taking dates. We consider them one at a time. And we're doing the ones that are doable,
right,
and that appeal to us for one reason or another.
Okay.
We're doing a date in Northern California at the end of January. I think I can't even remember where. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible.
That's okay.
I'm a terrible pitch man.
That's all right.
And then we're doing a date in Milwaukee in March, and we're doing a date in Minneapolis in March. So here and there we're doing.
Okay.
We're doing dates, but it's never going to rise to the level of being an honest.
Right on. Okay, well, that's cool. Now, I don't know if you know what we got going here, but we have an internet show that actually has video attached to it. The Fox Network just gave us 8 episodes that we're going to be actually filming here pretty soon, and they're going to be actually broadcasted nationally in different markets. I actually have Anything Box coming in January, I hope. To shoot in our studio for the live thing. So maybe we can get you guys within the next, January, February, or March, maybe to come and do something for us down here in Fresno.
I'm sure that's possible. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I mean, it's going to be on Fox, and we're talking millions of people, man. So, and then we'll get you on the couch, and then we'll sit down and talk, and have you guys play a couple of songs, and just like the David Letterman thing, and we'll get you down here and have some fun. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, right on. Well, Paul, I'm going to let you go. I want to appreciate thank you very much for for taking time out and talking with me. This has been a thrill for me, and I'm a big fan, and like a little kid in a candy box here. I swear,
no
dude.
problem.
I swear. So.
Yeah, it's been great to chat with you.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you much. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, man.
Okay.
Bye, Paul.
Bye. All right. You guys have to go and listen to the. I didn't want to get political with him, because trust me when I say that some of the lyrics, I mean, like for example, one of the name of the songs on the new album is called Jonestown. With the 900 people,
drank
the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Okay. The single Land of the Blind, you have to listen to the lyrics, and it pretty much says one eye king, one eye man, pretty much king. The way they throw their stuff in there, you can tell that, wait a minute, that's what you really don't drink. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid, people. That's what they are saying, and they've been saying that for years with their music. And I don't think they really want to push the political thing, but you can tell that it's all in there, and that's why I wanted to have him on here.
Well, like he didn't want to call out the media guys too bad,
Right.
I mean that would hurt him.
Yeah, and it would.
And the news guys, I mean, there's videos on YouTube that you can watch, and it shows every single news outlet, Fox, NBC, MSNBC, you know, all of them, and they're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, they're and
you know,
and again, some of those one of the songs that had the lyrics pretty much are saying exactly what you just said. You know, that it's over and over and over the same thing over and over again. So, you know, if you guys get a chance, go and buy the album. It's called Hello World and Information Society, or go to YouTube. I think they have pretty much 4 or 5 songs from the new album on YouTube. Go watch Land of the Blind, which is a single, because on the video itself, it pretty much gives the lyrics and it shows the lyrics, and it's what we talk about here.
I mean, like, now, if you want, I mean, everybody on chat saying, like, play the music, play the music. When we go to a break, go ahead and play the music.
Okay.
And then when I go to, I'll just edit the break out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So then you can play however long we're on the break. You guys could have the music.
So,
and then when I edit it out, I'll edit out the break, which doesn't need to be in it anyway.
Okay, so what we'll do is, because, you know, the only break that we take here is at 90 minutes.
Right.
So let's do a break before that, and I'll just sit here and play the music, one of the songs, a little bit of the song. Can you cut that out?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll do that. I want you to actually listen to you know, the Land of the Blind, because once you guys listen to the lyrics, you guys will get blown away. But regardless, the whole album is awesome. All right, and tell them the reason why we can't play, like, right now in spurts of songs throughout the whole, because,
well, I mean, we could if we like Keith, he can, but only we're putting it on YouTube.
Right.
And YouTube, for some reason, you know, I would have to get, like, a letter from these guys,
right,
and send it to YouTube and get all this permission and everything. And even then, they might not. What they'll do is they'll shut our whole show, one little teeny bit of music, and then they will shut the show down, and you can't watch it worldwide. I mean,
yeah, we can't.
I can see it because I uploaded it, but it'll be not available to anyone.
Yeah, and that's just the way, because YouTube they're really cracking down on piracies and people using other people's music without their consent.
Yeah, movies, TV shows. I mean, any sound.
Yeah.
Like if we were sitting here and say Ancient Aliens was playing in the background, their computer would pick that up, and they would close our show down.
Right.
You know, only on YouTube.
On YouTube, right.
But only a lot. We have a lot of people all over the world that they watch this on YouTube.
Right. And
so,
God, and trust me when Alan has been saying, it's a lot of people, guys.
It's a lot.
Okay, we're jamming right now on YouTube hits, so it's scary and crazy at the same time. So I don't want to jeopardize that for our fans in Brazil and New Zealand and Australia, because it takes more out of Alan to go in and to break up everything and splice everything together, and so at see, what time is it right now? It's 24 minutes after the hour. At 45 after the hour, I'll play a song really quick for you guys, or like maybe 20 seconds or something of the lyrics, so that way you guys can hear. I don't want to play the whole song, but you guys could get the idea, and we'll go from there. So as a matter of fact,
see, I actually think, like, the YouTube thing's almost like that eye that we're talking about.
Right.
I mean, they're now in control of YouTube.
Right.
And, you know, and I call it YouTube being the cops. You know, they're being the piracy cops or whatever. But only everybody's stealing the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so easy now. I mean, it's hard for bands to make money now.
Right.
And sell stuff, because it's so easy to,
right, you
know, I buy an album and then I upload it to my website, and then everybody downloads it off my website.
Right, exactly.
You know?
So all right, you know, let's go ahead and call the Squatch Man, and everybody knows who that is. So let's now I'm doing the telephone thing here, so stand by, you guys, because it's me right now.
Keith says that even if we play it, it would be illegal here for him.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess we can't really do it unless you can edit it out or beep it or something. I don't know.
Okay, let's call.
I know there's a way that we could do it. I mean, you have to.
I think you have to pay a license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that way they can distribute the funds. But I mean, every time you play something, you got to send them money.
Right. Or no, I think when you buy like a license for like a year or something to use or something like that. Yeah.
I wonder if that would make Keith legal if we did that.
Raider Nation Central.
Why didn't I know that he was going to do something like that?
Yeah, he says that would work for him if we did that.
If we did that, okay.
Hey, Danny.
So Raiders won. I know. I was in there watching it, and you know what? I was jumping up and down. You know why? Because obviously everybody knows Carr is from Fresno State, baby. That's where Mr. Carr is from. So I was rooting for him big time, and I know Danny was too. Because Danny's a big Raider fan.
My whole family is, and we celebrated Christmas today because the only chance we can get together was today. So we celebrated Christmas today, and we all got to watch it together. So we were going nuts.
Yeah, and you guys good after last week.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I know.
You guys break out the machine guns and shotguns and go outside like a regular Raider fan?
Yeah, Ito heard us.
Yeah, that's what Ito heard gunshots in his neighborhood.
Over here.
That's funny. No, Ito, they were aiming at you, dude.
Yeah, I told him we hunt bears.
Oh, that's right. Now you guys hunt Chicago Bears. So, all right. Let's get into the Squatch Report with Danny Balderrama for December the 7th. God.
Pearl Harbor Day.
It is Pearl Harbor Day today, and we got 18 days left for Santa Claus, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Better be ready.
Yeah. Okay, let me zoom in here. All right, let's go ahead and can go with number one. For all those who are watching us right now at live stream, I'm going to post the pictures up so you can see them. If you are listening to us at artbell.com, Keith, the webmeister over there, he placed them on the front homepage, and it's marked Paranormal Central, and you can see the same pictures we are looking at here, and that way you can just go and down with us and not miss a thing. So,
and believe it or not, he's waving from inside his little studio, and you can't see that, but he is waving to everyone right now.
In his recliner, probably, like I said. So, all right, go for it, Danny. We got picture number one up. Go for it, dude.
All right, this is from December 6th, Ghost Theory page, and also Keith Rowland is getting into the action here. He sent us this too.
Right.
And this was actually on a lot of websites too, and it says, "Where did I leave my DNA?" So, come on, you knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming. Go for it.
Yeah, Todd Standing went on the big summit, the Bigfoot summit that was out in Ocean Shores, and he showed up and he was talking about all his evidence that he's been getting, and he showed it about 40 minutes of his documentary that he said he was going to show in Seattle, which nobody I've read about can confirm that it was actually shown at a Seattle theater. And he said he presented DNA at the conference too, and all the videos and pictures that he had.
How do you present DNA?
Well, he showed it to everybody, saying this is what has DNA on it, and it's going to prove everything. And everybody there said, "Okay, we want to examine it closer," and that he wouldn't let him. And now he's saying that his house was robbed. And you guessed it, the DNA was stolen.
Okay,
that was valuable. That was valuable.
So the guys in ski masks and probably hoodlums of the hood broke in and left the TV and left all the electronics. But look at that, that's DNA, man. Let's take it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Government.
Yeah, the government. Oh, the government. The man in black. Oh, so we had the DNA marked Bigfoot DNA.
Bigfoot DNA.
And oh God, okay.
So first thing everybody did was they went to Jeff Meldrum's site and said, "Okay, where's your answer? What's going on here? Do you still believe this guy?" And this is Jeff Meldrum's response. Todd provided this at my request when the alleged break-in occurred. So he's asking someone north of the border want to check out this Officer Arkansas out to see if he's actually a real person. Now, the second picture I sent you is a copy that Standing sent to Meldrum of the police report, because he had to make a police report on the stolen DNA. So that's a copy of the police report. It's kind of hard to read, so I don't know if there was anything else stolen on it. But it does, at the very bottom, it does have Officer Arkansas on it. So he's asking for somebody that lives up in Canada or Alaska to
go out and see if this is a real officer or not.
And you know what though, if let's say for example it is a real officer, you know, whoever's doing this, if you take this to the officer and say, hey, did you actually sign this? And if he says no, they can arrest Todd Standing for
filing a false report or something,
or impersonating an officer. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, all you have to do is say that. I mean, you could say somebody broke in your house and stole your DNA and get a cop come out and write a report. I mean, that's
maybe he'll change the story and said someone stole his DNA, not Bigfoot
DNA. But what I'm saying is, I mean, I could go home and pack all my electronics and my DNA in my van and take it to my brother's house, drop it off, and then come back and break the window and then say somebody came in and stole my stuff.
Now, now on this report, what else does it include in there that they stole? I hope it was not just the DNA.
I couldn't enlarge it anymore.
Okay,
but there's a whole report listed on there. I don't know if anything else was stolen, but I couldn't enlarge it to read it.
Come on, really, guys? Come on. I mean, if someone's going to break into your house, well, then he's probably saying it was the government who took it. But let me tell you something. Yeah. I have our DNA, that ones that we have, in a safety deposit box. All right, and it's kept in a reasonable temperature, you know, in a vault. So. You know, if you have something like that valuable, you know, you got to hide it, for crazy sakes, dude. You know, just don't keep it in the refrigerator next to the ketchup.
We even take stuff and divide it up and take it all over the place. You know, I mean, if they get one, they didn't get the other one.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude, think.
And there is an interesting development because of all the videos and the photographs that he's released of the alleged Bigfoots that he's seen.
Right.
There is a taxidermist by the name of Ken Walker that's come forward. That was a friend of somebody else's from the Bigfoot world, and he called his taxidermist friend. And he's out. This Ken Walker has also done work for the Smithsonian Institute, so he's a pretty reputable guy. So he took a look at the pictures and the video and all that stuff, and he pretty much said that the construction and all this the way the pictures are shaped and all that stuff is pointless. It's worthless. And these are some of the flaws that he pointed out. He said the skin on the tan one is like a flocking. He said that's a technique used for fuzzy figurines, or the Cat in the Hat, the live-action Cat in the Hat movie, or various puppets. He said the other subject had a skin like suede, the black dark one that was hiding that blinked. He said that was like a skin like suede. So the craftsmanship was atrocious around the nose and the lips, and it both of them failed to show anything below the shoulders, which is a big red flag. And he said they were both, if you looked at them really close, he said they're both staged in the same area. So that's another red flag. He said the round face is like a human with prosthetics built around it and an unnatural hair cover. The drastic changes from one creature to the next is unparalleled in any type of species. He said you're not going to get two that look that much different in that one type of species.
Wow. So he
There's
pretty
all
much
kinds of red flags.
So I.
Well, I used to I was on the fence with this guy, and I was giving him the benefit of the doubt here,
right.
And man, he just fell off the fence on the wrong side of the fence.
He's pretty much displaying a Rick Dyer behavior.
He just shot himself in the foot.
Oh, they stole the government came in black vans and took the Sasquatch away. Dang it! I was just going to show it to you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
You claimed that you had DNA, Jeffrey, and nobody came and took yours away.
No, because I was smart.
Yeah, but nobody even came and tried.
No, and I still got my Windows. Smart people. Windows, I still got them with the images on them.
I actually have pictures on the website. I mean, a lot of people, they say, bring the evidence, They say that. On our website, paranormalcentral.net, there's all kinds of evidence that we brought. I mean, there's pictures of the DNA being done. You know, like them working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, pictures of us out there, pictures of Bigfoots. There's sound clips, sound bites of Bigfoot roaring and stuff. I mean,
and you know what?
We bring that.
Oh yeah,
it's real.
It's not
fake.
And we brought it already, and
That's right,
we pretty much shut up a lot of people out there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all from the same area. It's not like we keep going to different areas. It's from the same area.
Yeah, same area, guys.
We keep getting stuff.
Yeah, and we're. I mean. And I still get people telling me it's fake, but you know what? I just let that go. They never felt a Bigfoot scream.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I don't mean heard one. I mean felt one.
Right.
You know, it's a.
Yeah, you won't believe it till you're there. We even had a skeptic with us, and when he heard it,
and he started to cry.
He couldn't deny it anymore.
Robert started to cry.
Yeah, he sure did. But that was part of the experience because you knew it was real and he was there.
He's gonna kick my, you know what, for that, but that's okay. He's probably listening tomorrow at work. You go, what? I wasn't crying, you ass. No, he actually messaged me today, and he goes, dude, when are we gonna go Bigfooting, man? And he goes, dude, I thought you didn't believe in Bigfoot. We changed his mind 180 degrees, you guys. All right. Two things that really convinced. Oh, I mean, I think three. I think those things. Excuse me, up the tree, those things.
Oh.
And that's going to be part of the TV show. And we've already talked about it on the show once before, but we're going to take the camera guys up there.
I think I have pictures of that. It's either on Facebook or.
And you know, but yeah, but that's, dude, we got a lot of show, and we got to do all that over again on TV.
Man, did you see that picture Douglas Stingley put up? I mean, I think he put it on my Facebook. Did you see that, Danny? Where it looks like it almost looks like a Native American teepee type thing. But
oh yeah, I think it was a 10-minute documentary or something like that.
No, it's just a picture, and it has a kid sitting in, or somebody sitting inside this structure. And Douglas said it's another Star Wars, Star Trek person that sent him this picture, and then Douglas told him he had to tell him, hey man, don't play around in that thing, that's a structure. And I guess the guy was way out in the woods and found it. And took a picture of himself sitting in it, and it's on my Facebook page. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, look for some hair in there, dude. Oh my god,
DNA.
Oh my god,
and just don't give it to what's his name.
Yeah, don't let Todd Standing hold it for you. Be the last you ever see it. All right,
so Todd Standing could have experiences out there,
right?
And maybe he's just faking the evidence to get more money, to get more support,
right?
He still might be having experiences out there, but he just needs to somehow get more money, because I don't know what he does for a living, but he may just need the money to keep going.
Well, I mean, if he's like us, it's hard to present the evidence. I mean, we bring pictures and all this stuff, and everybody just like, whatever. Right. And I mean, if he's experienced it, he's running into the same problem we are. Right. Like whatever.
But we don't fake it. We show you what we get. And that's it.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
And then we take it. Like what I mean, like we take the heat or whatever.
Oh yeah. And it's not just it. Well, for Todd Standing, it's him by himself. When we go out, you guys, we go out with a crew, and there's like 5 or 6 of us at a time. And when we all experience it, we experience it all together, and we take photos and we document everything all together. And if you have the money, you can give us all lie detector tests, and we will all take it together.
Yeah.
We have no problem doing that, because all the stuff you see here on this show is for real. Okay? If you don't like it, turn it off. Bye. Get out of here. I can care less.
And I'll never forget Danny's son's face. Look on his face, and he's got the headphones,
parabolic,
yeah, the parabolic, and this thing is walking around the camp, stomping around, right, going around,
right.
And he came at me, and I mean, he was ripping that thing off his head and handed it to me. He had enough. He didn't want to hear any more.
You take it. I'm done.
I'm done. See ya. Oh,
that was so cool, man.
And when we were parked at the top, before we went in, something threw something at him.
Yeah, that's right.
And he started coming at me. He almost started to cry, dude.
We knew it was going to be a good weekend.
It was good. It was good.
Oh, that was so awesome. So
We do have to go up again, though. We have cameras up there still.
see that I've already talked with the production crew, and when we go retrieve those cameras, that's going to be part of the show.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so so Danny and Robert, you, me, if Emerald wants to go, but that's everything's going to be filmed for the TV show. Is retrieving the cameras, showing the pieces of wood that's up on that tree, and
I wonder if they're still there.
They have to still
wonder
be
if
there.
there's more.
Dude.
I mean, there could be changes.
And the ripped bark like something was swinging on. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. I mean, Rob was looking at that and he was just going, and he was stunned. You know, he was stunned. He knew what he was
crying
looking
again.
at. He's gonna.
Yeah, but that was 50 feet up, 60 feet.
It was way up there, and
Way
you know, and I climb poles for a living. And when you see me on the TV show climbing the pole to grab the SD cards on these particular cameras that are up, they're up there only like 15 feet, and my knees are going like this because I'm afraid of heights. All right, and I'm not afraid to say it. I work for the phone company, and I'm afraid of heights. Okay, but I'm still gonna go up there and post the cameras, and that's just the way it is. You know, I'm sorry.
I know it is. Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be funny with my knees shaking. That's gonna get all that on film. Yeah, you can make fun of me, whatever. So, all right, let's continue on. Picture number 3.
This is from MK Davis from his Facebook page, and if you don't know who he is, he's the one that stabilized the Patterson-Gimlin video, so you can actually see Patty walking through the forest. So he's taken upon himself to go through all kinds of different Bigfoot pictures and videos and all that stuff. And this is from the Pennsylvania. There was a white Bigfoot that was filmed out in the forest in the middle of nowhere, and when the camera came up on it, it looked at the camera and then took off running in the forest at full speed. And these are pictures from that video, and he's breaking them down frame by frame, because a lot of people are saying they're hoaxes or whatever.
Right.
So he's going back through and checking them all out. And on that first picture you're showing, it has eyes open, and when he de-blurred it and put filters on it and all that stuff, he says he can see teeth in there, in that picture. So if it's a mask, why would it have teeth, is
Right.
what he's saying.
Well, okay. I mean, not trying to be, you know, but could it be the person's mouth underneath the mask?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even
some
see
of
that.
my friends
I
say
feel like
there's
a lot of pixelation.
Some of my friends, they are like, there's no eye shine on that one. You know, like the eyes aren't shining; they're just like black.
Mm-hmm.
But only I watched when Thinker Thunker did,
Right.
and he was showing it actually scrunching its nose and blinking. I mean, it actually scrunches everything up when the light hits it. It don't like that. It don't like the light.
Okay.
And our eyes don't shine either. Like if somebody shines a light in there, your eyes don't glow back, you know. Only if it's a photograph, like, you know,
Right.
a snapshot thing.
It's where these eyes are shaped like triangles.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Now, is there a significance to that?
And a lot of people have described Bigfoot having like triangle-shaped eyes.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go
the
to the
second image that you have there.
All right.
When he de-blurred it again and ran it through some filters, he noticed that the right eye was open and the left eye was closed.
Yeah.
No,
And he
right
ran
there.
it through some more filters, and he could see a pupil in the right eye. And if it was a costume, he says he wouldn't be able to see the pupil.
Okay.
He says it's one of the largest pupils he's ever seen.
All
And
right.
I think the last picture shows the close-up of the eyeball right inside there. You can see the roundness of it. And remember, it was totally pitch black outside. The only light they had was from the little camcorder that they were holding walking through the forest, and he just happened to point the camera in one way, and he kind of like yelled because there was a face staring at him, and then he turned and ran.
Yeah, I would.
Even the way it turned and ran was kind of weird.
What do you mean weird?
It didn't reach its hands out and start running. It just like turned its shoulders and ran like that.
Oh, you're talking about the Bigfoot or the person taking the video?
The Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
When the Bigfoot saw him, it just like turned its shoulders and ran. You know, where a normal person would start with their hands first and take off running.
Ooh, okay.
And it was pitch black too, so I don't know
Yeah, like
who would be running through the
runs-
forest in the dark.
Who runs through the woods in the pitch black? The only things I know that can are those.
Right.
And they can run fast and far in complete dark. You know, and we would impale ourselves on something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would run and run into something and impale yourself on a branch or something.
Right.
These dudes are just smashing through everything like a freaking bulldozer.
Right. You know what I hate though is, with computers and CGI and all that, it's really hard now to distinguish what is real and what isn't. You have to go to this far to find something, just a little something that might tell you, well, there is a good possibility that that's real or not. And we don't know. We don't know who took this. We don't know where it came from. A lot of times nowadays, people are just shooting videos and try to get up viewers on YouTube and make some money, man. And
well, I know one thing, and I was telling this to my father-in-law. We actually were using the Roku and watching all the Thinker Thunker videos.
Right. Uh-huh.
And I mean, he had a whole bunch of them.
Right, he does.
Where is all these Bigfoot suits? And some of them look really good. I mean, they're like the one back there behind us. You could tell.
That's not a suit. That's real, dude.
Yeah,
We shot him last week.
But what I'm saying is, there's some really good ones out there. Where are they? And how come they're not on eBay?
Or if you're right about this, because if you're going to take the time and the expense to make a killer costume, well, then you're going to want to reuse it.
Yeah.
Okay, then why haven't we seen, like, for example, this person in the white suit here
again?
Then why not the guy say, you know what, we went back to the same location and we got him again?
Yeah.
But it's just one shot and that's it. A costume like this, we're talking probably $5,000, $10,000 if you really. I mean, we're talking mediocre now. We're not talking.
You're going to want to brag about it and tell your friends about it.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, somebody's going to talk.
Exactly. And
I mean, it's the same with the Patty one.
Mm-hmm.
How come that one hasn't surfaced yet?
Right.
I mean,
because it's not a suit, dude.
You would think that one, if it was a suit, it would have surfaced in the Freeman video. And okay, now what about like the some of the ones that come out and there's two of them and a baby?
Right.
I mean, who made those suits? I mean, when you sit and look at it, it doesn't add up.
To fork over 10, 20 grand out of your pocket for 25,000 views on YouTube, I wouldn't want to do that.
You don't make enough money on YouTube. I guarantee that.
Yeah. So why would you go and put up all that money just to get a yah-yah out of it? I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me.
Well, we don't like if they were doing it for fame and fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they? I still don't know who they are.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So I mean, their Bigfoot guy is more famous than they are.
Right. Right on. Okay. So what's else, Danny?
All right, the last one is from Sunday, November 30th, from the Bigfoot evidence page. This is kind of a strange story.
All right.
And this happened when this lady was a little girl. Her name is Norma Cobb, and she actually wrote a book about it. It's called Arctic Homestead. And she's from Alaska. She's a native from Alaska. And what they called Bigfoot back then was Bushmen. And she was just a little girl at the time picking berries with her family and other people out just picking berries. And she says that she was, because of what happened to her when she was a child, she's now considered a medicine woman. But she was kidnapped while she was picking berries by a Bushman, which is the same as a Bigfoot. And this one grabbed her and took her back to a cave. And she says from there, she saw a family of Bushmen. There was a male, a female, and some young ones. And they were hairy, no clothes, smelled really bad. And there was a baby, an infant there. And it was very sick. And she said they didn't talk to her at all, but she knew what they were thinking. And she was there to take care of the baby because they thought that she would be able to take care of it. And they brought her there for that sole purpose of taking care of the baby. It doesn't say if she ate anything while she was there, or they wouldn't let her leave. And it doesn't say how she made the baby better, but the baby made a full recovery.
Wow.
And the condition was that as long as she didn't tell anybody where they lived, they would let her go when she was done.
Now, how did they...
how'd you know that?
Did they communicate with
That's
her?
what she said. They didn't talk to her at any time. They never spoke to her, but she knew what they were thinking. So she's saying telepathy is how they spoke to her. So they said that when the baby was better, they took her back to her village, and everybody from the village knew that she was kidnapped they were all there when it happened. So she had like many witnesses, and she said that they told her that if the humans knew where they lived, all they'd know how to do is hunt and shoot them. So they would be dead. So that's why they didn't want anybody to know where they lived.
Right.
Pretty weird.
Pretty weird and cool story. I mean,
pretty
It
smart.
happened. It had witnesses, and she's got a book about it.
wow. And how long has this book been out?
I don't know. It didn't say. It didn't even have the year it happened. But she was a little girl, and now she's an elderly woman. She's an elderly medicine woman.
Okay.
Oh, maybe we should get her on the
Everybody's known
show.
the story
That's
for
what I was
years.
thinking. That's what I was thinking. Okay, that's your job, Danny. Find out
Oh, that
who,
was
where,
a
and
good
what.
one, Danny. I love that story.
Yeah.
Find out. Maybe we can get her on the. Well, you know what? There it goes. Everybody else is gonna get her now. You know what? We got to talk about that right now too. So, all right, Danny. Anything else, man?
That's it.
All right,
Raiders
dude.
won.
Raiders.
Did I mention that?
What? What'd you say?
I can say it again.
Say it again.
Raiders won.
Okay, there you go.
Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Our
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're a Super Bowl. Everybody's saying that's the Raiders Super Bowl today. Yay! So, well, no, congratulations, Mr. Carr, because you know, it's funny, but you know, they're talking about Carr and they're talking about Fresno State and Carr and Fresno State, and you know what? I think Carr is better than his brother. What do you think?
I think so too.
I think so too. I think he's
He's
better
been
than
on his
David.
back less times than his brother.
Yeah, he
His
has.
brother got stacked 70 times.
Wow. I think
His
Derek.
first season.
Yeah, Derek is better than David. So, but David made his quadruple millions, and now he's just sitting someplace on an island, right?
Yep.
How,
Fresno.
I thought it was Bakersfield.
well,
Bakersfield.
how much
Yeah,
did
it's
they
a big old mansion.
how much did they give him? 50, 70 million?
Yeah.
Was
Something
that-
like
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, it was between 50 and 70 when David signed off to the Houston or whatever.
He had a huge mansion in Bakersfield that was for sale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know who bought it. They showed his man cave on Facebook, I think, and
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. So, all right, Mr. Danny,
All right.
I am going to. I'm thinking, to be honest, I am thinking maybe in a couple weeks we are going to be going up and filming for the Bigfoot TV show. So
Christmas
Try
Day?
out.
I'll let you
Get
know.
to try out Jeffrey's new truck.
Yeah, I got a new beast.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, all right, I'll let you know, dude.
All right, maybe we'll go Christmas Day then.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
In a couple weeks.
Yeah, right. I'll be working. No, Christmas Day. No, we're not going Christmas Day. All right, Danny.
All right.
We'll talk to you soon, dude. Thanks.
Later, Danny.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye.
All right, that was Mr. Danny Valderrama, our Bigfoot Squatch reporter that's been with us for a while now. And the guy loves his Bigfoot, let me tell you that right now. So he's like a kid in a candy store, just like Alan. When we go up Bigfooting and we tell him we're going to go a certain day, these guys do not sleep in 2 days prior because either they're excited or they're scared out of their wits that they're going to get kidnapped.
I would be both. you know, on that picture, I we have a delay here, so I'm still looking at this picture with the baby.
Okay.
You know, you notice they don't have cone heads.
Well, who drew that? Well, she did, I'm assuming.
And
okay.
the one I saw didn't have a cone head. It was round head like that.
Okay.
The only difference was is they were really monstrous in the up.
Up here,
You know.
muscle.
Yeah, and then it went down to a waist, like a V.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, now we said we wanted to get her as a guest. And she's going to be on every show
Okay, that's
this week.
okay. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, now I've been getting a lot of messages and Facebook and emails from people saying, "Okay, what are you guys going to do next week? What are you going to do the following week? Or what do you guys have planned for the TV show?" For the past 2 weeks, we've actually been letting stuff out of the bag a little bit, and actually about future guests possibly. And then what happens, you guys, is there are obviously other shows out there, okay? And we're talking big shows, millions of people, viewership every day. Well, I mentioned something, or Alan will mention something on here, and they take it and run with it, and now it's on another show, or on a big show. And we're talking C2C.
Yeah.
Okay, C2C are listening to us really closely, guys, and they're actually taking our stuff and running with it.
See, and then we've been quiet about it, and I get Facebook messages
Right.
and YouTube emails and stuff like that, and everybody's asking me, "Hey, what are you guys, what are you doing?"
Right.
And I don't want to say.
Yeah, we can't
because
say, you guys.
Every time we say, then we're second fiddle then.
Right.
And we
So-
don't want to be second fiddle.
Right. I mean, we're excited about. I mean, we have so much stuff that we want to tell you right now, but we can't because most of it's going to be for the TV show. And for those who are listening or watching us for the first time, we're doing a TV show, and it's nothing where we're at here. The set is totally different. The atmosphere is going to be totally different. And we're going to have guests. We're going to have musical guests. It's paranormal 24/7. We're going out doing stuff. We're going to show you stuff. We're going to blow you away. And that's what our intentions are on the TV show.
And for it to be national.
Yes.
So all the people that's saying, oh, how are we going to tune you in? We don't know yet how you will, but we do know that it'll be available national.
Okay.
We just don't know anything past that. And we're not stopping this.
No.
So we could still do this, and you can still tune in.
Exactly. We're still going to do both, guys. We're going to do this show here, and we're going to do the TV show. We have to shut up now. We have to shut up.
Well, I do know, like, the TV show that we can talk about, they're not going to let us talk about, like, some of the things we talk about here. Like how we were just bagging on a few, they wouldn't let us do that on TV.
Because then you get sued and all this kind of stuff. So we have to go by their rules, but we're going to show you stuff, though, that we can't show you here only because we have a production crew now, guys, all right? We have HD cameras. We have boom mics. We have what Finding Bigfoot has. We got now, all right? And we're going to be able to...
we may really find Bigfoot.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I mean, we already found him.
We know where they're at.
But only we may be able to bring it. We may be able to bring it.
Bring it, guys.
So you guys could see this Bigfoot.
Okay.
Or
no hold back here, guys. It's not like we're going to try to stretch this reality. It's not a reality show, okay?
No.
It's this. What we're shooting is not a reality show. It's an actual paranormal talk show, all right? Like The Walking Dead, but different atmosphere, different whole, okay? It's just not inside the studio and that's it. No, there's a whole lot more involved, and I wish I could tell you, but I'm not.
Man, what is a reality show? It's an unreality show, you guys.
Yeah.
There isn't no such thing as a reality show. They're all unreality. I'll let you know right now.
Right.
And little Austin was, I put up a picture on my Facebook of me on Finding Bigfoot, right? And he's like, I heard that was fake. I didn't say anything about it. But he's like, how could they, they act like they're coming up to the front door and then the cameraman's looking, showing the guy opening the door. That's not reality. He's 100% right. You can't stage. I mean, you can't you can't go with a camera crew and go out there and have everything flow like that, every single time. So you have to.
Right.
I mean, they have to.
Right.
That's the only way they could do it.
Right.
Sorry to say, but.
So, for those who are, like I said, watching us for the very first time, keep watching, and we're going to tell you where to tune in, when, what time, what day. Just keep watching us because things are only getting better for us. I tell you that right now. So, okay, and I just I got a little ding on my phone here from a B-string email concerning the information. I just got an email alert. I grew up in Fresno and lived in Brazil, and I really like the show with the Information Society member on it. I used to listen to them down in Brazil a lot in the early 90s. Good job. Keep it up in the 559. That's what I'm talking about. Where people are finding us little by little, new people, just like this right here. This person. Again, our intentions is to bring you back every week, guys.
Well, and this show will probably be better than the TV one in information, and I mean it'll be way more in depth, and because we could actually give you this real stuff. That's why we have to keep it, because the other one's going to be toned down, and
yeah, but. It's we're going to be able to show you where we go Bigfooting, guys.
Yeah.
When we go looking for, I'll give you an example. All right. So a major building here in Fresno, they're already given us the okay to go in and spend the night in its an actual haunted location. We're going to take the production crew in there, and we're going to stay all night, and we're going to film. There's some stuff happening in there, and we're probably going to do that. We're going to go stay in there that night with the crew, and we're going to get some killer video, stuff like that. We're going to bring people on here that you've seen on TV many of times, and we're going to let them talk about their experiences. And okay. So, anyways, we got to shut up now. All right, we can't give it all away. Just keep watching, and please don't ask us what this is or where you guys are going next week or what are you guys going to do next week. Just show up every Sunday at 5 o'clock Pacific time and have some fun with us. Okay. All right, where are we at for time? We are at the top of the hour at 1600 hours. Not 1800 hours. Let's continue on. I wrote some stuff down. Let me pull it up here to my face. I can't see.
We didn't finish one. Where we were talking about the C-130 dropping the stuff.
Yes.
Okay, they took it to another lab.
Okay.
But also the people took blood tests. And then they found that these people that gathered that evidence, they had high levels of that stuff in their blood.
So just by touching it then that fast?
Or breathing it.
Oh.
They're out there and it's falling on them and breathing it. And in that article, the comments, there was other places, geographic places, and people were saying that they saw the same thing.
Well, it's we've talked about it here many times, why we think they're spraying. Right. And we came up with a theory, and I think the theory is pretty much nailed on the head, that they are spraying this stuff right after a sunspot appears in a solar storm to deflect some of that solar radiation away from us. Or they're spraying this stuff on areas that they're trying to protect. You know what I'm saying? Barium and all that is shiny stuff that deflects the light.
I think they're even trying it, like using it like weather modification.
That too, sure.
I mean, the weather patterns, I don't care where you live in the world, they're not right now. Right. I mean, it's all jacked up, and it could be because the sun is coming, and I actually think something's coming. Something huge is coming in.
Now, since you mentioned that, for all those who don't know who Matt Drudge is, okay, Matt Drudge is probably right now the #1 news source on the internet in the world. This guy is the one who basically broke the Clinton and Monica Lewinsky story back in the days, and after that, this guy gets millions and millions and millions of hits every day. This guy gets the stuff. This guy has people in locations around the government that know. Do you hear that? That's a car. I think it's probably a car. A very low room. You know what? Let's talk about that before I continue on about what happened last week.
Okay.
All right. Okay. This is very weird, you guys. But last week, for all those who were watching our show, it was the time Heidi Hollis was on, and she was talking. Matter of fact, I think that's the point in time when we start. And that says blocked. Okay, that's my 24-hour paranormal hotline that just went off, and it says blocked. I am not going to answer blocked calls. If you want to talk to me in person, I need to see your phone number on there. If it's blocked, then I ain't going to talk to you. So don't bother calling. All right.
Yep. No more Russians that aren't Russians.
So, last week when we were... Now, isn't that kind of funny that we're about to talk about that incident and all of a sudden we get a call. Blocked call. All right. Last week when we were talking to Heidi Hollis, and all of a sudden, basically, we pretty much came out and said the word to use to get rid of the demons or evil spirits in your home is Jesus Christ, right? At that point in time, I was hearing something in my earphones. Okay, now we have Austin, Texas. Well, let's see what it is. All right, Austin, Texas, you're on with Paranormal Central.
Oh, hello?
Hello?
Oh, hello. I tried to call a few weeks ago. You said you were busy. I want to tell you about some things I saw.
Okay.
that are of the paranormal nature.
Okay, well, I tell you what. Call me tomorrow at about 9 o'clock my time, which is a 2-hour difference. So call me at 11 o'clock tomorrow and talk to me, okay?
Oh, okay. While I'm on the show, I need to tell you people about the ghosts.
Well, talk to me about it on tomorrow, and then we'll find out if it's good enough. We'll put you on the air, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks. All right. So, last week when I was talking about that subject with Heidi, I heard something on my earphones, and I looked at Ellen, and Ellen looked at me, and I'm going, Ellen, did you just hear what I heard? I didn't say that, but I was kind of like throwing the eye movement with them. They go, telepathic, and I went like this, and I didn't hear it. And then Heidi goes, there's something going on her earpiece on her phone. And then, what did you hear, Ellen?
Like I thought I was hearing like a UFO or something, like a high pitched, like a scream or a high pitched sound.
That's what I heard.
Something.
I heard like a evil scream.
Yeah.
So, and I thought it was the dog. So I went like this, and I didn't hear anything. So I put my earphones on, and I think I heard it again. I'm going, what the heck is that?
See, I took my headphones off too, and
Right.
I didn't hear anything either.
Okay.
But when I put it back on,
We heard it. So
yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
and then if you guys go back and listen or watch that show, you can hear where Heidi Hollis was having interference on her phone. That's exactly the same time we were both hearing whatever we were hearing on our earphones, or we didn't know where it was coming from. Well, after the show, we went back into the other room, and my wife, Cheryl Diane, whatever her name is, was in there. She told us that she heard a loud. Her back was against the studio and the window, and she heard a big boom, and she got up and ran. Because whatever it was, it scared her, and whatever it was, it happened at exactly the same time we were hearing whatever we were hearing in our earphones. And I don't know what to say about that, guys. It was just weird. Like,
yeah, she didn't even want to sit. Like, the studio's outside, built outside, and she was sitting with her back to the studio, right next to a window.
Right.
And she didn't even want to sit next to the window. She closed the blinds and everything.
Yeah, whatever it is scared her, obviously,
Yeah.
drastically enough to run across the room.
Yeah.
And it was about the same time we were. Now, Ellen was going. It sounded. She thought it was on the roof, but
Right.
we didn't hear anything on the roof. No. So we don't know what to make of this. It was just kind of weird that it all happened at the same time. And you guys have to understand that, we here at this show, we try to give you instructions on how to help you get rid of the evil that if you have in your home. We can tell you how to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's if you want to get rid of it.
If you want to get rid of
Some people like it. you
Okay.
know.
And
It's their grandma.
yeah. And so, and Alan can probably talk about this more than us, or more than me, but the evil out there is evil, and the evil likes more evil. What the hell was that? Was that a vibration on this phone? Was that what that was? Okay.
Sounded like a vibration, I hope.
It went. Brr. Did
Yeah.
you hear that?
Mhm.
What the hell was that? What the hell? Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but that was okay. That was like a growl.
It's amazing. I mean, maybe it was a Bigfoot behind you.
Stop messing with me, damn it!
Yeah.
There's nobody out there, guys. Okay. Well, anyways, when we try to give you the proper information to get rid of this evil, we think the evil itself is trying to prevent us from giving it to you.
Right.
Okay. So
Just like the government, when we talk about certain topics, we get messed with on our internet. And I've been noticing, like, the actual show will freeze, but the computer's not froze. See what I mean? Like,
the live stream program actually freezes.
right. And usually, like, if you have a computer problem where where you're streaming or something like that, usually the actual computer will freeze
so you're saying if we didn't have enough power RAMs on the CPU, the computer would just
it would freeze up the computer, and you can't use the mouse or anything.
And then we'd have to shut down the computer, restart it again. But that's not the
case.
That's not what's happening here.
Actually, the actual live stream freezes.
Right.
And it's always in certain topics.
And that's it, just certain topics.
Like tonight, we're doing all kinds of stuff, and we're not on that topic, and we're not having a problem.
Right, we're cool.
So then Jeff starts talking about paranormal,
or whatever,
the evilness, and then all of a sudden we start getting growls and weird other kind of paranormal
on the earphones. And I'm going, where's that coming from?
Yep. And actually, I went back and listened to the show, and I could hear where Heidi said that, and it sounds like there's some interference, but I couldn't hear the high-pitched sound.
Right. And we heard it over here.
Yeah.
And what that was, guys, I don't know. All right. And it's just weird. It's just funny to us. Okay. Because this is what we've been experiencing since we first started doing this a long time ago. All right. Before we have, and we've spent a lot of money here trying to update all the equipment to give you guys a good show. So don't think we have a little tiny computer over there. We don't.
No.
He's into computers. He has a gaming console over there that's pretty much running just the live stream itself. Yep. Skype's
we're sending
a whole new laptop. We're sending the Art Bell people the audio on Skype. All right,
and the laptop's no slouch. I mean, it's a very expensive laptop.
So it's not like we have a $9.99 tower from someplace. No, we have some killer equipment here, guys, and I mean some
the tower's actually I custom built it myself, and all the parts I picked out just so that it would be like a racehorse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it would kick butt.
Right.
And because of the I have this disease, and sometimes I'm locked in my I can't do anything.
Right.
So I play these games, online games, and they're really taxing on the graphics and the CPU. So I built it where I could run through these games with all the highest settings and no glitches, and I could kill people before they knew it because they're on a cheaper computer, and they're like 2-second delay or something like that, and they wake up dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's not like some little cheapo computer.
No, not even close, guys.
But it is getting dated, and we're gonna even update it here. Soon.
There are just some weird stuff happening to us. And is it a coincidence?
I don't think so.
He doesn't seem to think so. Yeah. On the other hand, I don't know. Until I go outside for a break, and all of a sudden I see a man in a black suit run across the back 40 down there, and I'm going to go, holy crap. Or something's flying above us and it's dark and whatever, then I'll go, holy crap. Then it's all real. It's just weird that this is all happening when we talk about certain subjects, and there we go. So there you go. Okay, let's continue on with conspiracy theories if you guys want. The CDC has come out and said, oh, we are sorry, but the flu shots we've been giving you doesn't work. We are so sorry.
Only for this year, though, right?
I think so, for this year. That the flu shots, if you are getting them as of this year, will not do you any good. So if you got sick, that's basically the reason why. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, unfortunately for Alan, he has to take...
This time I'm not. I haven't had one yet.
Oh, you haven't had one. But the doctor had forced one on you?
I'm going to tell him about that. I'm not taking it.
Okay.
Why would I take one if it don't work?
There you go. Yeah. And the CDC just said so. So now let's think about that. All right. Now, we've talked about this a couple of months ago. My family and I, we don't take flu shots. We don't go get them. All right. We just don't. And we work in the workforce where you have to get sick because we're surrounded by a lot of people. All right. We're talking, I have kids in school. I have a wife who's a school teacher. My full-time job, not doing this, I work for AT&T, so I meet a lot of people. I go inside of a lot of homes. And I don't get sick, guys. Yet I touch a lot of things. You guys have to understand that
touching people's phones the worst, man.
Well, let me tell you what happened today, man. While I was it was in Easton of all. I had to work today, guys. I was in Easton, and I was at the right across from the Easton High School at a liquor store or liquor place I was working on there. Anyways, I was sitting in my van, and across the street, I saw this old. I mean, we're talking old man, probably 80s or 90s, walking, and he tripped and he fell head first onto the cement onto the sidewalk, and he was on the floor like he couldn't get up. So I got out, and he was Spanish speaking, so I was I comforted him and I was trying to bring him up. He was sucker, it was heavy, and he was bleeding from his forehead, and he was bleeding on his hand. So I rushed over to my van, got a napkin, and I was wiping it down. But the reason why I brought that up is because I got some blood on my hands. Oh. Okay, so luckily what we have is we have sanitizers and we have all that crap for anything like that. All right, so I cleaned the crap out of my hands. You wouldn't believe how much I cleaned. Okay, so and this happens every time I go into somebody's house or I go to the grocery store. You do not do this or don't do this. Wipe your eyes or wipe your nose or bite your fingernails after you touch a grocery cart. That's how you get sick, people. All right? Wash your hands constantly. You have to. I guarantee you, if you practice safety like that, you will not get sick. Because that's how you get sick, by getting germs near your eyes or your mucus, and it goes into your body. Boom, that's how you get sick. All right? So, I haven't had the flu shot ever. I've never had the flu shot. I haven't. I've never had the flu shot. I probably get a cold once every 3 years, 4 years maybe. Okay? And that's it. All right? So, it's up to you, but I say, what is funny is that when you walk into a Walgreens or a CVS or a Rite Aid, there's a guy meeting you there. Hi, sir, do you want a flu shot? We'll give you a flu shot right now. Come on, come on. Smile on his face. It's like he gets $5 for every guy he brings in to get a flu shot. That's what I think. They get like...
Did you notice now it doesn't say flu shot. Now they have pneumonia.
Or shingles.
Yeah, well, the flu shot don't work, so the sign got changed to a pneumonia shot now. You don't even see a flu shot sign anywhere near.
Well, pneumonia is like, that's for elderly people, though, right?
I have no idea. All I know is, as you're driving through the parking lot, it has signs
flu shot
in front of the thing, but now it says pneumonia.
See, I haven't even checked.
I've seen 3 of them this week. I'm like, wow, pneumonia,
so
really?
They made them change it because the CDC said, oops, the flu shot doesn't work. So they're trying to...
like they were ready for it, because, man, their signs are everywhere.
Wow.
I seen the shingles one,
Yeah. I don't do exactly what I tell you to do. Okay, if you want to get a flu shot, well, then get a flu shot. But I'm just saying, I have never had a flu shot ever, and I don't get sick.
I haven't raised kids in a long time, but when we were kids, when we used to go to school, they used to just line us up and give us shots.
Yeah, you can't
like
do
the
that
military.
Anymore. Right. You can't do that anymore.
I remember we get measles and polio and all this stuff, every year. They would just line you up. I know. What is it now? You have to have the proof of the shot to go to school or something.
Right. Different type of shot and stuff.
Yeah, I used to get them in the school. It was like the military, and you walk down through there, everybody.
Yeah. So again, take it for what it's worth. We're just giving you guys information that the media, if they do give it, it's only going to be a very, very small little bit and go on to the next story. Again, this year's flu shot, it's not working at all. They came out and said, oops, we forgot to add something in there. It doesn't work. We're sorry. So if you got sick, I read on Facebook that different people are reacting to the flu shot differently.
Yeah.
And either they're getting sick, they're getting a little bit of fever, but a lot of people are actually breaking out in different types of rashes and they're like freaking out. Like, man, I've never had this before, and they're freaking out. And so, you know,
That sounds like shingles.
I actually saw some pictures of the faces, and they're like totally rashed out, and it's like they're scared, and they just got this flu shot a day ago, and all of a sudden they're breaking out in different, you know, reactions. And I'm like, crap, I don't want to get no flu shot. I mean, that's just scary, guys. All right, that is just freaking scary. So, you know, it's just hygiene. Good hygiene is all it takes for you to not get sick, and you just have to practice it. All right. All right, let's continue on. We got a couple more minutes. We got 10.
It sounds like an airplane going over that time.
Ooh. So, okay, we got 10 minutes, and then we're going to take we're halfway through the show. We're going to take a 5-minute, 7-minute break at the top of the half hour here, which is 10 minutes. And then what I'll do is during that break, before I shut down, I'll play you some bits and pieces of the Information Society's new album so you can listen to it. And it sounds really good, guys. Trust me. All right. So what can we do in 10 minutes here? Let's talk about the Matt Drudge thing. You
want to, Keith says we can't do it for him either.
Okay.
You know, because it would put him in jeopardy too.
Okay. All right. So we won't do it, guys.
Yeah, but you guys go buy the album. Hey.
Yeah. Now, if you're not friends on Facebook, do so, because I posted the videos of Information Society new single on my personal wall and on the Paranormal Central wall.
Is it like a YouTube?
It's a YouTube video. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can put a link to it when I put this show up. I'll link over to him.
There you go. Then he'll link over to the singles YouTube.
I'll put a little annotation in the video, and you just click on it, and it'll take you to the video.
So it's Land of the Blind, guys.
At the end of our video.
You have to go watch the video because it pretty much shows you the eye. Never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
So that's why, you know, okay. So anyways, all right. Matt Drudge, again, for those who don't know who Matt Drudge is, he is the #1 guy for source for new, up-to-date news from all over the world. He gets it first. I don't know how this guy is so connected. It's not even funny. He came out and said, he actually Twittered it the other day. He says, and I'm going to quote him, "Have an exit plan." That's what he said. Have an exit plan. And that was it. All right. Now, what's weird, because all of the media was talking about it, Twitter took it out.
What?
After he said that.
Wait. Twitter
removed it.
Not him.
No, Twitter did.
What the heck?
Okay. Have an exit plan. Now,
why would Twitter
again, Matt Drudge is the guy who knows a lot about what's going on in the underground and behind the scenes. All right, you guys, I'm telling you right now, this guy knows. Now, last week, Matt Drudge, The Blaze, Natural News, and some other big-time news agencies via internet all got shut down together. This is a fact. For about an hour and a half. They all automatically just shut down. You couldn't go to any one of those that I just mentioned. The Drudge, Blaze, Natural News, all those. All right? And now what's happening is they're coming out and saying that the government is getting ready that when the SHIT hits the fan, they're going to shut out those particular news agencies first. They're going to shut them down so that way the real news doesn't get out on what's happening. And it all starts to make sense. All of a sudden, first thing Matt Drudge said, have an exit plan. Boom, Twitter removes it later, just a little bit down the way. You know, people took snapshots of the tweet.
Right.
All right, it's there. It's a fact. And then all of a sudden, last week, all these major underground news agencies, boom, gone from the internet. They were shut down. All right? It's like, whoa, what is going on here? So now, on December the 16th, which is...
See, now I'm watching ours. Like, are we still going?
Well, we're not that big compared to all these guys. But on December the 16th, we're talking, what's today, the 7th? Or we're talking, 9 days away?
The 7th, yeah.
Okay. In Los Angeles, California, downtown, the Marines will be conducting training in downtown Los Angeles. We're talking helicopters. We're talking the whole shebang. I don't know if it's going to be during the day or during the night. This is a legit fact. The Marines or the military has already come out and said, do not freak out. We're conducting drills in downtown LA on December the 16th. Fact, guys.
You want to hear something really weird?
What?
Okay, now, I've been researching some certain things, and I'm not going to say what it is because just to say I've been researching. Okay.
All right.
One of the things, and I don't think the news is playing this, and I researched to find out if the news is playing it or not.
Okay.
Russia has submarines cruising around the Atlantic coast, right off the coast, our coast, and they're silent, and we can't see them. Okay, our radars and our detectors and everything cannot pick up these submarines. Okay,
Oops.
and they're off the coast. The only reason they even know is that they sighted them. Plus, they have bombers off the coast, flying up and down the coast, and now
they're playing chicken with us. What they're doing?
I actually believe, from what I researched, and I'll probably get it for saying this, but everybody knows, like, the Russia went down, the wall fell and all that stuff, and they had perestroika or whatever you want to call it, and then they've been toughening up. Okay, they've been toughening up and cracking down, and they actually are like started this race again, this nuclear thing, and I don't know if they're like puffing their chest, but for some reason our news isn't reporting the submarines and the bombers, and they're doing it today, like right now. It's happening right now, and those guys are arming up to attack us. And that's news I found out from checking in, but only then, you went on the regular news that we have, and there not a peep of any of this. It's like totally silent. Only on a couple of places could I find anything even about the bombers.
Right.
But only I did find that these guys are gearing up to shoot at us.
Great.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what to make of it. All I know is, for reals, the submarines are out there, and we can't see them or hear them unless they surface. And the bombers have been going for like a month.
Sounds like the hunt for Red October.
It kind of does.
So I don't know what to say about that. If Alan says he's been reading that, where he's been getting his news, it's got to be coming from someplace. And I do remember actually from the actual news media saying about the bombers playing chicken with us and literally coming up to the coast, man. And our jets are like trying to push them out. Like, what are you guys doing so close to us? Get out. Like they're trying to instigate us to fire upon them or something.
Well, it isn't like the you guys could go on Google this and this stuff will come up. It's just not in the news, the regular mainstream news stuff. But you could find this stuff, especially about the silent submarines. I mean, they have made a submarine that we can't detect, and that's scary. That's scary. I just hope that we have alien technology back into technology where we actually could outrun their submarines, and maybe we can like scare them away.
Yeah, I know we have technology that is way above anybody's pay grade, and we have no clue what's going on. So, am I scared of something like that happening? I don't know.
We've been gearing up for something for a long time.
Yeah. So what's throwing me for a loop is, why is the military doing training exercises in downtown Los Angeles? If they're going to, it's like if they were going to do training exercises, why not on base someplace or in a makeshift location someplace else? But why downtown LA? I just don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Last year they did one in Florida.
I remember the helicopters,
and the Russians were in on that one. They actually were working.
See,
with
we
us.
brought over Okay, well, okay. Now, if the Russians are here and we're assisting them and training them, then what are they doing on these? Maybe, now, it's just maybe, they are securing themselves out there waiting for something to happen with us, waiting for something to happen, in cahoots, in togetherness. Maybe it's a worldwide plan to assist each other for something that's coming, like you said. Maybe they're not here to attack us. Maybe they are waiting for something to happen.
Well, we already know that just from like when we went to the forestry department meeting, they have an agenda to turn everything to a world government, world banking, world everything. So I mean, maybe that's what maybe this thing coming is their opportunity to actually set that, like, make it happen.
And the thing that we're talking about here, guys, is possibly Nibiru, Planet X. One of the reasons why the gold is disappearing. Who's gathering all the gold? Oh my God, we can go for hours on this subject. But guess what? It's top of the hour. We're gonna go ahead and take a 5 to 7 minute break, you guys.
We're still on the air. No.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and play Possessed Tranquility's album because we have permission from them, because they're my household. They're my house band, guys. So I'm going to put them on, I'm going to play their CD, basically. All right. Possessed Tranquility.
And Keith, I asked about that, and I said yes, and he's like, cool. He said, what about the one you've been playing every week?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we can do that one, Keith.
That's our band. So,
they haven't even copyrighted it they left it for us.
So we're good there. So okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put anything on the wall. You know what? I'm just going to let us
put that drawing.
What drawing?
The drawing of the lady with the Bigfoot. That's so cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like the coolest drawing.
Then that's what I'll do.
I actually want one framed.
Yeah, it would actually be cool, huh?
Yeah.
So okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put that up on the screen there. I'm going to play the album, and we'll be back in a little bit. So it's time to go to the bathroom and get something to drink and get something to eat. Put it in the microwave. Hurry up. Go. Catch you guys in about 7-8 minutes. See ya. We are back.
Okay, we're all good at Dark Matter.
I just got a live stream. Sucks.
Yeah, really. I mean, it was showing, the computer was showing it was on, live stream was working.
Yep.
But only on everything else it said it was down. Is that weird or what?
Man, I think it's time to move to another location. I think live stream. I think I've had it with live stream, to be honest. I really do. Hold on. What happened? Danny goes, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Live stream just completely shut us down. I wonder. No, because the music was playing.
Yeah.
You can still hear the music.
That's weird.
I don't know.
That's weird.
We need to like have a conference call with the live stream people and tell them what's happening.
Oh, well, I went on to their site, and we're not the only one having that problem. There's a lot of people having it. And what I think it is, they have this package that's $400 a month.
Yeah.
$399 a month. I think that's what they want everyone to go to. But
okay.
That's ridiculous.
Well, we're going to have to tell them that either they fix this or else I'm going to go to Ustream.
Yeah, see, that's what Keith is saying, Ustream.
Yeah.
And Ustream you got to pay too, but I don't know how much it is. It's a little bit. Might be like $40 a month.
Well, I'm paying right now $49 a month.
Oh, well, then let's just switch.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to have to switch then. All right, live stream. If you're messing with us, we're done with you guys. I mean, we are done. If you're going to pull this crap. So, all right. I hope everybody is back and in their positions wherever they left them. Let's continue on. Oh, well, of course, we have Heidi Hollis coming up.
Yes, we do. Heidi's so cool.
So, all right, let me get my phone out because obviously Emerald's not here. So I am doing the calling.
And I'm all here.
And for all those who are barely tuning in for the very first time, Heidi Hollis is a author who we've had on a couple times. She has several books out. One in particular is The Hat Man. And she's a crazy girl, and we like her, and that's why she's part of the show. So I am going to call her right now. And, oh, for the love of Pete's sakes. It's not her. The phone number not programmed on here. Hold on. Recent.
I always wanted to meet Pete. For Pete's sake, you ever hear that? Hey,
She's got to be in Illinois, so it's got to be this one. For Pete's sake, is that what you said?
Yeah. He's probably gone and dead, though, 'cause my grandpa used to say that. So. Yeah, Google Hangout.
Who is this?
How are you guys?
Nobody's
Good.
home. No.
What's shaking?
What's shaking bacon? All is well. Life is good.
Cool.
What's the weather like in Chicago?
It's cold, but it's not absolutely drop down miserable. Not just yet. That's coming.
I thought she was going to say windy.
Well, believe it or not, the Windy City got their name Windy City because they said the politicians were full of hot air.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, truly. But that's the story.
Yeah,
It is windy here too.
I wonder if they make the lake effect snow too.
Oh yeah, we get slammed with that. Those are surprise snowstorms.
Right on. Okay, everybody, Heidi Hollis is on the air, and for tonight, actually from now on, she sent me over some information and links. If you are listening to us right now on artbell.com, those links are on the Artbell page right now, right after the paranormal Sasquatch report from Danny. Just right after that is actually Heidi Hollis's information and links. So when she's talking about them, you can go ahead and click on them, and I believe they're video links. If you want to look at the video, go for it. So, all right, Heidi, what's going on, man? What do you got this week?
Oh my goodness, man! I don't know about you guys, but what did you think of that Orion spacecraft launch?
I think it's just a showboat, dude.
Thank you.
I think they're just showboat. I think it's just it's nothing.
We went backwards. I know that.
I think it's we already have the technology. We're already up there.
Yeah.
This is just a bunch of baloney just to say, hey, look, we're gonna go to Mars one of these days. Bull crap, we're already there.
Yeah, but they went back to rockets. We went from really cool, shuttles to rockets. What happened?
I don't know.
It's such a farce. I mean, in my book, The Secret War, I wrote in 1997. Had some interesting alien contact, and got into some information where our governments have this information, this technology to be able to go far, but not always be allowed to return because how it was explained to me is the alien beings feel like if you saw your stolen car zip past you, wouldn't you chase it down?
Yeah.
So imagine this. So you see it zipping past you into the stratosphere. It's like a carjacking. So they're actually, nabbing these crafts at times. So it's a catch-22 because they're having to reach certain things with their own hands, but they're cheating in the process by partnering up with some other beings and being able to bully their way where they want to go. This is what I was told. So it's just mind-blowing to me. It's something else that I put in the book too. It was in regard to the whole space program. Since it is a joke, they do have advanced technology, but it would look awfully suspicious if they jumped a few thousand steps in their evolution. That they're pulling this song and dance to keep us happy, but that they would shut it down. They told me this a long time ago. These different contacts that they would shut it down, so it will shut down NASA, so it'll look like, oh, gee, that downtime just really did wonders for us. And lo and behold, here they're doing it. I mean, how many NASA workers did they put out of work? I mean, they put hundreds, if not thousands, out of a job.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, what is this, a couple years later? Ta-da, look what we can do. It's like, oh, man, really? Really?
Have you seen...
one of the video links that you'll see up on the site there is what NASA released, essentially telling about the interior and the goals of the Orion and what they're planning to do and all this stuff. And something interesting that was brought to my attention, actually a listener who got in touch and showed me this very interesting clip. And this is this is a clip that talks about, pardon my pronouncing this, but Utsuro Bune sighting in what they called ancient Japan in 1801. It was ancient for them because they were essentially cut off from the modern world until like 1857. So it was, dirt fighting and samurai swords up until that point, I guess. I don't know. Those are my favorite types of kung fu and whatever types of movies. I just love that kind of stuff. Kung fu is kind of, isn't it?
Saturday afternoon.
But one of the first modern UFO drawings to come out of Japan were this, what they called the Utsuro Bune sightings, which showed this kind of bell-shaped, almost bell-shaped type saucer-shaped craft, and it looks very similar. If you look at that video of the interior of the Orion and what the interior is supposed to look like for the astronauts or Mars folks to be venturing inside of, and it's kind of freaky and kind of weird. But the story goes that in 1801, this strange ship was seen emerging from the ocean, and once approached, this strange-looking lady came out, described as having very smooth, long black hair. And the odd thing, though, too, is there were many sightings of this woman around the same time in the same type of craft all over Japan, and they all described and drew pictures of this lady with the long, smooth black hair, and they called them Utsuro Bune sightings for some reason. I don't know, but it was kind of fascinating to me, and I love silly stuff, and I couldn't help but to think that this also looked very much like I Dream of Jeannie. This kind of capsule that Major Nelson crashed on the beach with, and I'm just thinking, our government is so secretive. I think probably the only thing that they'll be willing to share is that they did indeed find Jeannie. I mean, come on. I mean, they went back to this real basic shape that they used early on in NASA's program. Isn't that kind of bizarre?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Again, it's just all a show. Pony. What is it?
Dog and Pony.
Thank you. Dog and Pony show. That's all it is, guys. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, again, you guys need to really, really pay attention out there. I mean, this is so freaking obvious. It's if you don't know that we have to have something better than a freaking capsule, then you guys are. I don't know what to tell you.
On that video that you're sharing, I saw one about a week ago myself, and actually two of them now, and they had famous people, at the end of it talk about it and then say, I'm on board. I mean, like, why are they telling us to be on, like they're on board, or we all got to get on board? It was kind of like, giving you that message, like, get on board with us, I was like, what? Get on board?
How can we get on board more than we are now in front of our TVs? I don't understand the
well, they want
thinking.
They want you to like it. Get on board.
It almost sounds like it's like, get on board the gravy train or the fake train. I don't know. What the heck is it?
Well, on your Japanese one, now, was that us? Or was that the technology that we are getting it from? You know what I mean? Like,
it sounded like this happened in 1801, and what was kind of cool and interesting about the fact that they were essentially drawing a modern day type of UFO is that they were cut off from the rest of the world. So it's not like they saw or heard about this elsewhere. The Japanese who were drawing and reporting having seen this woman and this craft. So it's kind of a cool thing, but I don't necessarily think it was us. I think this could have been, in fact, a unique and interesting interaction that they had with the local people. And this is kind of cool too. I was thinking about this. It's like all the drawings of this mysterious woman that came from this craft. she looked rather Japanese.
Yeah.
So are these people, these beings, able to, you know, give off this
shape
impression,
shift,
or are they changing themselves to make them not so fearful of them? Like, look, we look just like you guys.
And that brings to mind the movie Contact, when Jodie Foster is on the beach and that alien is coming towards her, and all of a sudden it shape shifts into her dad, who's deceased, but he pretty much said, you know, you are not like what I am, and it would scare you. So I basically went into your mind and got what you present as comfortable, and that was your dad deceased, and that's who I am.
Well, I mean, that's the same when Heidi was telling, it was holding the picture of your nephew,
the nephew, right,
or your cousin, and
my nephew.
And shifted into that.
I had an alien being, which was just really ticked me off. I guess I'm one of the few people known to have picked up an alien and choked it. I don't know why others haven't tried it. It's great fun. But what took place was...
if you ever do that, please take a picture.
Okay.
Dude, I think I can make some. I can make some money on that one, man.
That's funny. It probably wouldn't even show up and be like Heidi holding something, and there wasn't nothing there. No?
Then we'd have to admit Heidi.
The little guys had essentially gotten a hold of a photo album that I had sitting on my bookshelf, and I yelled at them, and I grabbed the stuff out of their hands. I'm like, "What are you guys doing? You know, get the heck out of here!" And you know, there were several of them scattered in my apartment, and there were two in my bathroom. And after one, accidentally, I didn't mean to knock this one knocked to the floor, and here it had, you know, I was yelling at this other one, picked it up, was kind of choking it. I apologize, but I did. And and the one that got knocked to the floor, I watched it shapeshift into my nephew, who was only a few years younger than myself, and this thing appeared as him when he was about 10 years old, and he's telling me, I'm your nephew, and I'm like, you're not my nephew. You look like him when he was 10. You know, he's 20-something now. It was just really, really frustrating, you know, to see and to know that they were able to take on a shape that was essentially, you know, familiar, you know, trying to find my weakness, trying to find what would ease this woman to stop her from choking our friend here.
Well, I mean, that goes for evil spirits as well, right? Trying to make you think that your loved one is there instead of...
Ooh, oh gosh, I got a story for you on that one. Guess what a shadow thing did to me. This is a trip. This will give you chills too, because every time I think about it, I just get chills.
Okay, hold on, we're gonna set the mood in here.
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so I was sleeping, and I noticed that I had a college roommate at the time, and I noticed the door to my bedroom was open. I'm like, oh, what the heck? Why is that open? And I roll over, and I look, and right eye level is my roommate. And I'm like, Samantha, what are you doing in here? And then it smiled. And it smiled very much like the freaking Grinch, the Joker. The smile went all the way ear to ear, and like a peak with the smile. And I'm like, you're not Samantha. I'm like, who are you? What are you doing here? It was so pleased with itself that it had fooled me. Wow. And I should have known it wasn't her, because it was eye level to me at the height of my bed, you know. I'm like, this thing is short. What the heck? And poof, it took off. I mean, just, that just gives me the chills. I just have never seen something smile so huge. Evil. It was disgusting.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That gave me chills.
That's a creeper right there.
That's creepy.
But, yeah, so these things, I think, you know, shapes are changed to deceive. There's no other reason for it. And it's to bring your guard down, to try to make you feel at ease before it, I don't know, eats you, devours you, chews you up, spits you out, rolls you, kicks you to the floor. I don't know what the heck.
Yeah, I kind of think that they want us to... I think they can't do anything to you unless you allow, or they have permission. So they
Yes.
they try to fool you into dropping your guard, and then after that, then they have, it gives them permission, and they can do whatever they want after that. You know what I mean? I mean, like eat you or get in you, and then you're running around not in your own mind doing crazy stuff. And I think that's what's
Indeed.
a lot of the people that maybe is on TV and doing these mass murderers and weirdos and stuff. I think that's what it is. They're actually they let their guard down, or they were messing around with Ouija boards or something,
Right.
and they open up the door, and then now they're filled with
Man,
these
that
things,
what reminds me of is that killer that was in Los Angeles in the
Zodiac killer.
The Zodiac killer. Well, no.
He was in the Bay Area.
No. That Mexican dude. What's his name? Oh God! I was living in L.A. when he was trying to break into a house, and the neighbors saw him, and he had like the pentagram on his. I can't. Never mind. Well, continue on.
I remember though, everybody was scared.
I know what you're talking about in regard to needing that permission type thing, and I get I would never give permission for something to come at me. Why would you dare say that? And it's like, no, you don't understand. These things are like criminals. They cheat in getting that permission out of you. So I give the example always of, you're dreaming that your sister's knocking at the door, and you take a peek and you're like, something just doesn't feel right. That doesn't seem quite like your sister, but you go against your better judgment. You open the freaking door anyways. And voila, it is not your sister. It's a freaking demon. And you opened this ethereal door in your dream. Now, that wasn't quite welcoming, but it was just what they needed.
Well, that's like, there was a lady, and the military came to her door, real life. They came to her door. They told her son had been killed in battle, and it broke her heart. So then she didn't get to say goodbye and all that. So then she went and found these people to do a seance, and they conjured or contacted the son, and the son was right there in the room. Everybody saw him. She talked to him, said goodbye, all this stuff, and then a month later, there's a knock at the door. She opens the door, and it's her son. They made a mistake. He didn't die. All right.
Ooh.
And then she was like, "Then who was it that we just contacted at that seance?"
Oh.
Don't do seances. Stay away from Ouija boards.
Well, it just makes you ask the question, like, there's so many people that take this stuff for granted, and they're talking to the spirit guide or this or that, and they really don't know who they're talking to.
Right.
But they think they do. When you talk to them, they'll argue with you, They think they do. I don't know, So all I know is there's things like that makes me question all of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's like, there's no rules on the other side.
Right.
There's no rules. You don't, whatever your heart desires that you could imagine, it could become a reality. Mm-hmm. It can manifest, to anything that will help open up that door for them to funnel into your life. They will manifest anything. Those things that are on the other side, some of them are quite jealous that we have the life that we do, that we have the freedoms that we do, and that we have God's love. Oh, yeah, God's love.
Let me ask you a question. I came to this realization only recently, even, just recently, that maybe we're the target. You know what I mean? That there's something about us that they are targeting for something. I don't know what it is, but only we're the target, and all this deception stuff is to, I don't know. I'm just saying, I think we're the target, and there's something about us that they want to screw up. They want to deceive you out of something. There's something where we're going or something, and we're the target to deceive, to mess us up, and it might even be where we go after we pass this life. I have a feeling it's all a big old, almost like our government, you know, making the rockets and stuff. You know, I mean, why are they doing it? I mean, it's almost like a big target to why is everybody deceiving us from what?
Yeah,
From
but
the
you
truth.
know what's an even cooler question? Why hasn't the government and the ones that they work with, the more negative beings, why haven't they killed those like us off? Because they kind of need us. Because if the chips are down, I think they realize that they made a deal with the devil, and holy smokes, they don't know what to do about it. And they're like, well, at least we got this backup team. Maybe they could help clean this mess up once we get out of this contract.
Could.
They could wipe us out, but they're not. They're not. They could harass us and question us, but they'll return us. You know, but I don't think all the time. I think they are killing some of us off. But, you know, I think that they know that we're kind of like their ace in the hole to help, you know, in some respects. So I think that they realize the value of what they've got with those like us who fight the good fight and try to put word out there and make people aware. And I think that they're having a little battle among themselves about, you know, okay, let's let that one go on the airway. Let's hope people got the message so they won't be so freaked out when these aliens rip their faces off and reveal, you know.
What's that?
I don't know. But it's a mixed up mesh of stuff.
I don't know. Jeffrey's got things flying around all around him over here.
Uh-oh.
No, sir, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I heard it.
What the hell was it?
I have no idea.
Don't mess with me, Ellen.
All night he's been having stuff happen.
Don't mess with me. Oh. Whatever. Okay.
Uh-oh.
No, but you know what, Heidi? Alan and I have talked about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what I'm trying to say is, for some reason, what happened there? For some reason, we seem to be going in the direction we want to go, and nothing is stopping us. You know?
Yeah, actually, I've talked to Heidi about this a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we for some reason, we're just going right along, and it's almost like the doors are flying open right in front of us, and without any effort of our own. It's kind of weird. And that's what brought that's what brought Heidi and us together.
You've got an army of light on your side, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean that's what even brought Heidi into our thing. I mean it's almost like that even was like meant to happen. Oh, yeah. And here we are all having these great conversations, telling great stories
about you choking an alien. I was going to say choke the chicken for a minute. No, choke the alien cheese. That's pretty funny, man. But yeah, I mean, you know, your experiences and what we're having here, it's some fun stuff. Crazy, scary sometimes, but you know what? You know, we got to tell all those people what's going on out there, and we have to. So whether we are talking about religion and whether you like it or not, guys, I'm sorry, but it's for real, and just trust me.
As real as a Bigfoot.
Yep.
I can't wait till Heidi gets out here and we can take her Bigfooting. She's gonna love that.
We're gonna put a bunch of weenies and bacon all over you, and we're gonna go over there.
Oh.
Get a bacon necklace.
She's going, oh great, oh great.
Yeah, I figured you guys might need bait.
That's the only reason why you're here, Heidi.
Oh, Woody, thank you. Here.
We're done. Yeah. No, just kidding. We're gonna send Alan out there.
Yeah, actually, I'm the guy they send out there all the time with the cane. Like, look, get the wounded one.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
My goodness. But hey, you know, I feel lucky and blessed and fortunate to have found you guys too, because you guys you just vibe the same and have fun with us. Take it serious when needed, and you know, bring in every little aspect because it's all connected. So it's kind of fun to reveal and discover all together. Honestly, so
right.
I'm having a good old time.
Right on. Right on. So what else you got?
All right, so this I thought was just a wackadoodle thing. Wackadoodle, isn't it from that movie Misery?
I don't know.
I think that lady said wackadoodle all the time. So anyways, there was a UFO spotted on Google Earth, which is really, really cool because I'm like, look, the world has been mapped and photographed, and it's accessible. Something weird has got to be caught on there. And lo and behold, I don't know how this person zoomed in. They must have been looking for something off the coast of, not off the coast, but near Cape Patterson, just south of Melbourne in Australia. Somebody zoomed in, and the video link will show along this deserted-looking road a strange metallic, kind of saucer-shaped like craft, and it's so just wow. This person had a keen eye to have spotted it, and it's getting a lot of attention from what I understand too. So do check that out, because that's like, it just makes me want to go into Google Earth and just start zooming in and looking around.
People are finding some cool stuff on Google Earth. All right, they are.
Yeah.
So just
there's going to be and oh, by the way, this only happened November 14th. That certain part of Google Earth was filmed. So
really,
that was very recent. And actually, I saw one of the Google cars going past not too far from where I live, and I was doing a U-turn, an illegal U-turn, and right in front of them. So I'm like waving. So you'll see also an alien chick named Heidi in Chicago very soon on there.
That's funny.
That's cool. I'm going to be looking for that.
Spotted them?
I've seen the Google here in Fresno a couple times, but I was working and I couldn't run after it or anything like that. So yeah.
I actually,
it was just a twist of fate, and I'm like, hey, Google.
I was showing my wife that we could go to my address and we could watch the trees grow.
Oh, that's cool.
They have it where you can go back, like go back to 2008 or 9 or 11 or something like that, and go forward, and you can watch the tree grow.
Wow.
And I was doing it really fast, so you're watching like a time lapse of everything growing in your yard.
Right.
It was cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I've had some fun with it. Like, I don't recall where I was living when I lived in San Francisco, so I zoomed into the address and checked it out. It's like, oh, this is cool. It's really
like,
neat.
oh, wow, that's my car.
Yeah, I can reminisce.
10 years ago. No.
But, all right, so the next story that I have, now this is cool. I love miracle stories, and this one is a very cool one. This happened on August 28th, year 2007, when two men named Zane and Todd went surfing, and they were only out for about 45 minutes. And now I don't recall. I don't see where this took place. I'm thinking it's off the coast of California where this happened. They were out surfing for about 45 minutes when they got attacked by a 4.5-meter shark. Todd was the one that actually got attacked, and poor Zane looked on in horror as this thing began to swallow this guy's leg. Now, as he was starting to panic, and the water was filling with blood and all this stuff, this pod group of bottlenose dolphins came out of nowhere and literally started pushing the shark away with their noses until the guy could break free. And it's funny that the video, the guy that the video link you'll see up on the website as well. Todd says, and then almost immediately, he says it right on the video, just as if God sent the perfect wave for him to catch, him and his friend Zane to catch, that allowed him to come ashore. It took them all the way to the shore. And he just outright says, it's 500 stitches, by the way, and 200 staples is what it took to close up his wounds. And he kept his leg and his life.
Wow.
And he credits, God or a higher power had to have sent the pod of dolphins and the wave to save him the way that it did. He said it just fell into line too perfectly. And I wish more of those types of stories were, put out there, because, man, that is just, if you ever get hit by a shark, you better hope there's some dolphins
right.
going by.
I mean,
and that's not the first time I've ever heard of dolphins doing such a thing, and even killer whales.
Yeah, and people are going to say, well, he was lucky. But at this point in time, I don't think luck has anything to do with it, because, for a combination of two things that happened to save his life, that's not luck.
Exactly.
It's not luck. I'm sorry. So
Exactly.
somebody was looking out for him.
Yeah, and you know what? now this is interesting too, because I don't think that this has been advertised so much, but I remember catching this on the news several years ago when Elian Gonzalez, that kid that came over from Cuba and his whole family was eaten by sharks. I don't know if you guys remember that story, and the country was trying to have him stay because he had family here, and Cuba wanted him back and whatnot. And he was found floating in an inner tube. And, what was he, 5 years old or something?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, how did this kid survive by himself? And do you know the story goes that he says the nice fish saved him from the sharks. The dolphins protected him the whole while. So that's a story that, I didn't send a link to that because I just recall that right now, but it was like, wow, why didn't that get a whole lot of attention? That's beautiful. That's just beautiful.
That's a movie.
But, so, hey, call for God and some dolphins to help you out if a shark ever thinks you look
No, you know what, Heidi? I don't go in the ocean because SHIT bites you in the ocean. I'm serious. I don't go in the ocean. No, there's no reason for my butt to be in the ocean full of sharks. I'm sorry. No.
You know what? I don't either, but only I have a reason. Like one time I wanted to learn how to surf. I was like 12. And I got a surfboard, rented one, and I went out there and I couldn't stand up and I kept falling off and then finally I actually got standing up and something happened and I was gonna fall down again, so I just jumped, and I jumped right in the middle of a jellyfish.
Dude, I was gonna say that I got my ass burned by jellyfish in Acapulco when we were young. We went with the family, and I was in the waters with everybody else, and all of a sudden, all these jellyfishes were coming ashore, and I didn't know, and like an idiot, I didn't know what one was, and it looked cool, so I grabbed it, and it got me, and it burned me right here on the inside, and it got my sister on the leg, and it got me right here on the finger. I go, that's it. I am out of the ocean. I will never go in the ocean again. No swimming pool for me, and that's it.
Man, this thing wrapped all the way around my ankle and foot.
Ooh.
And it got really big, and I don't know how I got from there to the shore. I don't remember because it burned so bad, that I just made it to the shore. And then some guy was trying to pee on me.
See, and if I would have known that, I would have peed on my finger. But I didn't. That was only like in junior high school. I didn't know that that's what you were supposed to do.
Oh man, I was freaking out on the dude. Like, put it away, man. Like, no, you're not.
Poke my eye out with that. No.
I want to go to the doctor. Not that. But only after that, I didn't. I'll go out and like go ankle deep, or knee
frockle
deep,
a little bit. Yeah.
But I won't go out there either.
No, hell no, dude. There's the Loch Ness monsters out there to eat you up.
That's for real.
Oh my God! When I lived in Australia, I was like a silly American tromping around, not knowing the rules of the game out there, and I was like, totally just walking along the beach, taking video and photos of these weird footprints, along the beach. I'm like, this is cool. And there were some rocks, and I'm going in between them. And of course, I go and I speak to the locals. And I'm like, these are the photos that I got. And they're like, you do realize these are saltwater crocodiles. Those are crocodile footprints. You're probably right in their nest. Oh God.
Wow.
Holy mackerel.
Everything could eat you in Australia, I heard.
Everything could eat you in Australia. It is crazy.
Wow.
Absolutely crazy. But I never would have thought, going to the beach that a croc might have eaten me. That's just mental.
Mental. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah. Just nuts. But I wanted to get to one of the emails that I get. People asking about different things, to give them a little odd advice is what I call it anyways. Sending their emails of their experiences, encounters, and I welcome people to write me at dusoutlander@gmail.com. That's DAS Outlander@gmail.com. And I'm going to get to the first one here. It says, Dear Heidi, my name is Nicholas, and when I was about 5 or 6 years old, I was lying in my bed. My brother was sleeping at my feet because a week earlier he fell off of the top bunk. Didn't you hate that when you were a kid? I think everybody's crashed off the top bunk. You had one. I remember waking up out of a dead sleep and seeing a man sitting at the desk just beyond my bed. He was dark, but the closet light was on, and I could see that he had a top hat
Ooh.
and trench coat on with his forearms on his knees. I could not see his face, and at that time, I started yelling for my mother, and when she entered the room, the figure disappeared. I told this story about 100 times, and it was until I told my father-in-law that I found out that so many other people have seen this too. Thank you, Nicholas. Woo! Okay, that's freaky. That's freaky.
Is.
I just, oh gosh, I hate to hear that this is the Hat Man, everybody, just so you guys know. The Hat Man is this freak of a guy that likes to show up, especially harassing children. He wears anything from a top hat to a gaucho hat. Some have described a cowboy hat even, which is hilarious. And he wears a black suit, black trench coat, sometimes a cape. And if people see his eyes, they're solid black, or they could be like burning red glowing eyes, which is disgusting. I cannot imagine it. This is such a common story that I get sent my way, and sometimes people just share their stories like this, which is cool. So still, I welcome people to write.
Right on.
But I don't know about you guys, but if being 5 or 6 years old and seeing this entity, anybody in your room that should not be there, I mean, that is earth-shattering. I mean, that's something that stays with you for a lifetime. I don't know if you guys ever experienced anything when you're 5 or 6,
No.
but I have, and it stayed with me.
No, and you know what? My son, who is now 9 years old, used to see things in his room growing up, and he used to cry really bad.
Oh, gosh.
And his eyes would be open, and he'd be looking at a certain location in the room and just screaming his head off. And it's like, what do we do? What do we do? It's like he's in a dead sleep. And I'm sure your parents out there have probably had the same thing happen, where the kid would wake up, start screaming, his eyes are open. He's on his bed, he's pointing at something in the bedroom, and his eyes are open, and he's crying and yelling and screaming. And it's like, I've heard stories of that, and a lot of stories of that. And I think you have somebody very close to you that it happens to. So, yeah, and then, being that they're so young, you just think they're dreaming, or they saw a scary movie the night before, and that's all they were dreaming about. How do you know if this is actually real or not? Coming from a child, you don't know. And that's hard. It's hard to take that, because you don't want to see your son or your daughter crying like that in such pain and scared. Man, he was so scared. So.
Right. And it's so bizarre to me that, as people of faith, we feel like, that kids have this thing called innocence that's, God protects them to a certain extent more than he would say, you or I. Kids have this blanket of protection. And then you hear something, the likes of this demon coming into their rooms and terrorizing them by a mere look. Just by a mere gaze, a stare. It's like, it's such an intrusion and such a slap in the face. Like, whoa, like that shouldn't happen. Why is that happening? I don't get it. How's this even possible? And to hear, oftentimes when I get these stories, more than likely people that report having seen the Hat Man first saw him when they're about 5 years old. That just seems to be a magic number. And it's just disgusting to me. It's like, wow, parents spend most of their child's life trying to make sure they don't accidentally kill themselves. And then something like this creeps into their room when they're not looking. The doors are locked, the windows are shut, and this guy creeps in. It's like, how dare he? It's like a lot of parents feel so desperate. And it's like, I understand. It's like, look, this is wrong. How do you seal this guy out? Well, perhaps teaching your kid a little bit on that thing that goes on Sundays called, Little Faith or something to throw at the thing, to get them out, because you can't always be on watch for your kids. And, I'm very thankful that, my parents have taught me and taken me, to learn something about, the good that could protect a person. So, because I sure did call upon it, let me tell you.
Right on.
So that is something that I think is important that people should know.
Yep.
Do we have time for another email?
Actually, nope. Actually, we're pretty much close to that
Okay,
point.
got it.
Yeah.
All right,
So
well,
save it for
thanks,
next
guys.
week. Save it for next week.
Indeed, I sure will. Well, this is fun as always.
Right on.
Oh yeah, and it's so much fun. We always get off topic.
Yeah.
Too, like having so much fun. I love that though.
Right on. So, all right, Heidi. Thank you
All right.
very much, and we shall talk to you next week. Okay.
Awesome.
Right
Bye,
on.
Heidi.
Have a good night.
week.
See ya.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Heidi's so fun, man. It's
I mean,
so
you know, we
fun.
can go story after story after story.
We could actually even sit and have these big conversations and never even have an agenda.
I mean, we've been talking 50 minutes.
How long?
50.
Wow, that's
See, and it went by quick. It went by really quick. It's like, you know, we could have gone the rest of the half hour, but we have like several more things to talk about. It's like, oh no. So that's why, you know, man, I could see us going, I don't know, maybe 5 nights a week.
We probably could.
Easy, 5 nights a week, Keith. 5 nights a week, maybe right around July. Think about it, and let me know what you think. In July, 5 nights a week, couple of hours a night or early evening. You know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Actually, we could probably cut down from 3 and do like an hour and a half or 2. You know,
a day, right? Yeah, it'd be easy. So, get my drift, Keith. Are you listening?
I'm watching the screen to see if he says anything. No.
He's too busy drinking a beer on the recliner in the studio. No. All right, let's continue on. We got 30 minutes left, and we are done for the day, or the night, actually. Okay. I am looking at my notes. And stand by here while I look at my notes. I talked about the Marines, and I talked about him, and I talked about that. Ouija boards, you know, we sort of kind of were talking about that.
We kind of did.
And a movie just came out that involved the Ouija board, and they were plastering commercials about it. I heard that after the movie was released and all these commercials were played, the Ouija board sales went up 300%.
Did you see the new Ouija board, a pink one?
It's a pink one. Well, you can buy a Ouija board at Toys R Us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, you can buy the Ouija
Walmart.
board. Yeah. And you know, the majority of the people that call us for help, and we ask them, have you ever messed with a Ouija board in the past? And it goes quiet. And all of a sudden they say, yeah, like when I was in high school, and I go like this. Well, there's your answer.
A lot of them say that's when the problem started.
That's yeah. There you go.
They say, you
and
know,
a lot of times
they
they
don't say Ouija board. They're like, we got this Ouija board and we started playing around, and then we're sitting there looking at them, going, "Oh yeah, you know, it's the Ouija board."
Right. Well, and they don't put 2 to 2 together until we bring it up. I'm like, really? So, well, you know, don't mess with Ouija boards, even though you think they're toys, guys. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now.
We actually threw one. I mean, this is a true story. Some people, you know, we went in. This is like way, I don't know. This is when I was hanging out with some other people that they would go and clean houses out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they would do it. They would do it with oil and Jesus' name.
Oh, you talking about, okay.
But I never believed, you know, what they were doing or anything. But only they would invite me along, and they would even tell me, like, be careful, because if I didn't believe like they believe, it could jump on me and I could take it home. You know, it would kind of scare me.
Mm-hmm.
But when we went to one and they had these pentagrams, you know, the house was empty. The people moved out, and they were, for the landlord, they were cleaning it all up.
Mm-hmm.
And they had started there wasn't heat, but there was a fireplace, so they started a fire in the fireplace, and you know, they were doing their thing and everything, and we found this Ouija board, and one of the guys went and threw it in the fire, and it screamed. I mean, the Ouija board was screaming in the fire, and that's when I went out the door, you know. And I didn't go back in the house. You know, I waited outside. It was freezing, but I stayed outside. It was like, I am not going in. And they had all this stuff drawn all over the walls, and you know, peckerwood. I mean, they had all kinds of stuff all over the walls. It was weird.
Wow.
You know, and
that's scary stuff, man.
Oh man, when that thing screamed, I tell you, it took me 2 seconds to process that shouldn't be able to do that, and then I was out the door.
Wow.
And I didn't go back in. I waited an hour or so for them to come out.
Right. That's scary stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Ouija boards, you guys. Stay away from them, all right? And, a lot of people think that they're just something to do when you have a slumber party and parties. Don't even mess with them. I'm telling you right now. You're just opening a door for some bad luck and some evil bad luck as well, guys. I'm telling you right now. So, all right. You know what? There was, we talk about different stuff here. And we really think about what we're talking about. And, sometimes we have to investigate and do our research. And a lot of it makes sense, all right? A lot of this stuff makes sense. There's a scientific study, and it says that conspiracy theorists, like ourselves, are the most sane people of all. All right, and
that's not what everybody thinks.
No, and then you stop and you wonder, okay, wait a minute. People call us crazy.
Yeah.
People call us nut jobs. They call us names. All right. How could we be the most sane of all? Because
we're not falling for the crap that they put in the news, and we don't just take everything for granted that we hear. Maybe.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that we talk about here, we back it up. We do. We back it up, guys. And that takes a lot to back up your story. I mean, you have to go investigate. You have to go do research. It takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of brains to do that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people out there who don't believe in this stuff, and when they see a picture of whatever, a UFO or a Bigfoot, they automatically dismiss it as a bird or a gorilla, but they don't take the time to back up and say, okay, let's find out where this thing was taken, what picture was taken, location, do the common sense of trying to debunk it. They don't do that. They just automatically say, it's this, that's it. I know what I'm talking about. I'm out of here. Those kind of people who think that way don't, I think they have a hard time in life, to be honest, because
there's actually two people. Okay, I was just researching this, and it was about UFOs. And okay, now Hynek, you know who that guy is? Hynek. He didn't believe in UFOs, and he went out, and he actually was like MJ-12 or something like that. Okay, and then there was another one. His name is like it was starts with a V, and they did the Close Encounters movie was this guy's thing, and I can't remember his name, but okay, these two guys, they're professors, doctor label, and they did not believe in UFOs. They went out to debunk everything, and they wound up being the hardest core pro UFO alien people actually alive at the time. You know what I mean? I mean,
because they couldn't debunk it. They
could
tried.
not debunk it.
They used what they have up here and to try to do it, and they couldn't do it.
Right.
So that's using their common sense and their brains. Yeah, and that's what we sort of kind of doing here as well, guys. I mean, I'm sure we're telling you, after we tell you about a certain subject, and go Google what we tell you to Google, and all of a sudden it comes up, and then you do the research, and you're going, holy mackerel, you just opened up a whole new world for me. And we get that all the time.
I actually encourage everything we talk about, Google it.
Yes.
Research it. You'll freak out. Your little world will not be the same. I mean, it's like a box. You open it up and you can't close.
Right. And we're scaring a lot of people, though. And we're not trying to scare you guys, but we need to open up your eyes now. You need to open up and think. We're not in Kansas anymore. All right. I was talking with a family member last night at my parents' house, and he was telling us about the leathery large birds that he witnessed on McCall Avenue. All right. and twice. And then my dad, which I didn't know, because he told me the story once before, but when he was a kid, junior high or high school, I'm not sure exactly, right around there. But so we're talking, 50s, 40s, 50s, something like that. Because he's 75 years old now, so it's back there. Even earlier than that. That he was on it. He was coming home late, and he was walking up to the front door, and across the street there's this huge tree. The tree started moving like this, like this, and he's looking at it. And he told me the story once before, and I automatically assumed it was a Bigfoot until he said it flew out of the tree, and then he kicked the door in and ran inside. And I'm going, holy smokes, Dad, you never told me it flew away. And he looked at me and goes, are you sure? And I go, no, you never said it flew away. So, he saw, obviously, a very large bird. And, last week, was it last week where we showed that article about the hunters hunting for either a pterodactyl or that Thesaurus, or I believe it's somewhere around there, here close by. We're getting reports like that all the time. And like we said, this stuff is not supposed to be real, man.
Right, yeah.
It's not supposed to be real. People are listening to us right now, and they're going, you guys are smoking the crack again. These people who you guys are getting these reports from, either they're smoking crack or they're, a six-pack over. No, guys. This happened in 1891, and it's still happening now around here. All right? I mean, we showed you that article. That article is the truth. Why would they say something like that from Los Angeles all the way to Central California? It doesn't make any sense unless it's real. All right?
Like back then, they didn't make fun of it like they do now.
Oh, right.
I mean, it would be like what do they call the Bigfoot? The Yahoo or something like that. Like everybody, when they said Yahoo, everybody knew what it was because they called it a Yahoo because it said Yahoo. It would go, running away, going Yahoo or whatever.
Oh shit!
But I'm serious. That's what it did, and that's what they named it.
Wow.
And nobody laughed.
Right.
They either called it a Yahoo or a booger man or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. The boogeyman.
Yeah.
Boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They called it booger.
Oh, booger.
Yeah.
I've never heard of booger.
And they even said Daniel Boone. There's a story of Daniel Boone killing a booger. And nobody laughed at him, and nobody made fun of him.
Right.
They actually believed he killed a booger.
Wow.
Or a Yahoo or whatever it was.
Right. See, wow, guys.
It's only been like in nowadays where everybody makes fun of this stuff, and I think it's because of our government. They do the disinformation thing, like about the UFOs, like Roswell, for instance. Did you know Roswell is still classified?
What do you mean?
It's classified. I mean, I know we make fun all the time. We say we'll never do the Roswell thing. It's old news, and everybody does Roswell, right?
Right.
But out of all the things, Roswell's still classified. 2 presidents and 3 congressmen have tried to get the truth from Roswell,
right?
And they couldn't because it's classified. Okay. Still,
right? Like
50-something years later, Roswell's classified. So then they do the disinformation thing. Like, how many silly stories have you heard about Roswell?
A lot.
I mean, first it came out, it was really a craft, and 3 dead and 1 alive. And then later on, it was a balloon, and then
Hitler after that. One of Hitler's aircrafts, private or top secret aircraft.
I've even heard Japanese balloons that go up and down, and drop bombs and stuff like that. I mean, and then here recently there was another one they came out with, but it's still classified. So they what they do is they put out these ridiculous stories that everybody knows it's fake. But then they ridicule everybody, and then that became everybody afraid of ridicule. Like, that's where it all started. I think our government started this ridicule campaign thing, and it carried over to anything paranormal.
I believe it. I totally believe it. I posted on my wall. Again, we've been doing this for a long time. We've been on different TV shows and all over the place, and a lot of people had never seen the Chasing UFOs. So I decided to go and post it on my wall, and I went and looked at the comments of the Chasing UFOs, and I think I took a snapshot and I sent you this particular one, and the name he put on here was Snake Plissken.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. This was from June the 30th, 2012.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So this was, I guess, he saw the video, and this is what he commented. For those who don't know what we're talking about, I was on Chasing UFOs, blah, 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 with James Fox and all that, and they came to Fresno, did a whole episode on UFOs and all that kind of stuff. And it got posted on YouTube, and people went and saw it, and this guy responded in the comments. I'm going to read it to you. It gets very entertaining. You are looking in the wrong place. I helped. Yeah, I think I said this to you. I sent it because you sent me back a snapshot of. Well,
I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
If you remember.
Yeah. So he says, very entertaining. You are looking in the wrong place. I helped build the roads in and out of the levee system you were standing on top of. Did you notice the towers on top of the mountains to the north? And that's what mountain is that? Irwin? No. I just completely spaced. God, I haven't said the name of that mountain in a long time.
We far-wheeled on that one.
Okay. Anyways, did you notice the towers on the top of those mountains to the north? I have been up there. They are not regular transmission towers. Get on Copper Avenue and go due east. You will come to a gate.
And you will.
We built a road going east behind the levee. We were warned not to get off the road we were building at the time. The story is that the area has an endangered species of some animal that we might disturb. I never did believe the story. Anyway, you need to go further up Highway 168 until you get to the Dinky Creek Road. Turn right. Just stay on that road until it ends. There you will find a huge tunnel with a gate in front of it. I see things there. He didn't specify what he sees there, but let's go back to what he was saying about the road on the levee.
Do you know that's okay? The Dinky Creek Road, that would end at Wishon, and I followed that. I remember reading that. Okay.
You took a snapshot and you sent it to me.
Yeah, just over the hill of that is Courtright. I mean, like right over the hill.
Really?
Is Courtright, and that's where everybody's seeing Bigfoots and getting abducted and UFOs.
Oh, should I tell them about the vehicle?
Oh, you could.
Yeah. Okay. For all those who've been watching us for so long, we've talked about Courtright Reservoir. I have the location on the truck that they had at the time with a handprint on it. I've located the truck. Let's just say a little gargoyle told me where it was. All right. I need to go to this location and see if the truck is still there. If the truck is still there, I tend to purchase the truck, and we're going to get Mickey in here and see if we can pull up that handprint. But we're going to have the camera crew and Mickey all there at the same time when I approach the owner of the truck. All right, because we got to get all this on video. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, go to the videos that Alan posts on YouTube and go watch the episode called 10-11-02, and that's spelled out in the letters TEN-11-O-2 TWO. It's about an abduction that happened at Courtright Reservoir in early 2000s, 2002, I believe, in there.
Well, 10-11-02. October 11th.
Duh. Okay, thank you very much for clearing that up for me. Yeah, I need a vacation. 10-11-02. So it happened in 2002, and we did a 3-hour show on that. You guys, if you guys want to get this, what scared out of you, go watch that episode about the 3 campers that got abducted up there a whole weekend, Friday, Saturday night. Something was left on the hood of the truck.
There's a picture in that video.
There's a picture of the print that was left on the hood of that truck. Go and watch the video, and you will never go camping up there in that area ever again. All right?
So that's where that guy said the road
He sees things.
It goes right by there.
Really?
Like if you like, there's a turn off that'll say Courtright.
Really?
And there's actually a trail. We used to go up there and party when I was a kid, and you hike up this 4-wheel drive trail, and there's a mountain. There's Wishon on this side where he's talking about where that road goes to a gate.
Okay.
And then on the other side is Courtright. And in the middle of it is a mountain. On top of it is this high lake, a high mountain lake.
Oh, really?
It's only like 3 or 4 feet deep, and there's trout in it and everything. We would fish.
Okay.
And you can't just walk right up and, throw your line out there. The fish can see you. Ooh. So it's like wild fish. So you got to like crawl and sneak in behind a tree and then throw your bait so they don't see you, and then you could catch the fish. But you can walk around that lake, and on one side you could see down to that gate, to the tunnel, and on the other side you could see down to Courtright.
Wow!
On top of this mountain.
Road trip.
Yeah.
So
now tell them about the things we've been hearing about right there.
Oh,
down here.
You mean the levee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this guy. Now, for those who don't know what he's talking about, the levee is where the chasing UFOs, where that white van, where they got the white van. Now, a matter of fact, I placed that video on my wall, and somebody made a comment. So, was that white van put there? I mean, did you guys put that white van there? No, guys. That white van that we saw coming out of the levee was there doing whatever it was doing, and we caught it on video. You see me doing the whole hand gesture. Even James and Aaron were going, what? I wonder if they thought that I actually placed that there. I never, it's because how can they get, the odds of you telling them we see white vans, tricked out white vans monitoring that area every so often, and all of a sudden we drive up and there's a stupid van back in there, and we get it coming out on film.
Yeah, and the dude in the van was going like a bat out of hell. I mean, he wanted out of there. You could tell that he did not like the idea of us with cameras.
What blows me away is that if those guys are monitoring us back then, they should have known by me talking and you talking that day we were going to go to the levee to film, and they shouldn't have had any of their white vehicles in the area at all. Idiots. I guess I don't know what happened, why they didn't tell the guy down in there. But what is the purpose of them still monitoring the levee at Shepherd and DeWolf? For all those who are trying to figure out what I'm talking about, north of Fresno on DeWolf and Shepherd, there's that levee.
Yeah, okay, now we got some calls over there on 168
of that house. You mean where we set up the cameras?
Yeah, remember what they were telling us?
The growls and
something was out there. Something was out there, and it was growling at them, and it was like it keeps going back and forth behind their house, and behind their house is actually
the levee,
the creek that goes that feeds that levee,
right.
And it is that the.
And that's also where the Army helicopters land every so often, and also get the spotlight, like if they're trying to look for something in the levee.
Yeah.
Guys, really? We're telling you there is something going on in that levee. And, people have seen weird things. They have heard weird things. And we have people telling me, that's where also...
Looking in the wrong place.
And then also that's where sort of kind of the ruins are located, guys. And you guys are probably going, what ruins? Oh my God.
I know one thing, like all you UFO lovers, buffs, people that look for them, look inside ponding basins.
Yeah, at nighttime.
At nighttime, yeah. Look in ponding basins. I mean, how many reports of of these things coming out of or going into ponding basins.
Yeah, and that's where they hide, guys. I'm just telling you right now. That's where they hide. The triangles. I don't know about flying saucers per se, but the black triangles when they're cruising along during night and they want to come down and just hover and where you can't see them, they land in the ponding basins here in Fresno, California. We have a lot of ponding basins.
Yeah,
and
every city does. Look in your ponding basins.
Look in your ponding basins at nighttime and tell me if you don't see a dark object and they're just floating with no sound.
That is so cool, man.
Yeah, we know some things. We know, people tell us these. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who, but let's just say we're getting close. What did your friend tell you in the police officer? That we're just getting too close.
Yeah, well, we just talk about things that they can't. They don't want. He doesn't want. Like.
Stay away from me.
Yeah.
Get away.
I mean, we could be in trouble too. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we get deep. We investigate. We're not just
we're
like
investigators, guys.
Getting the calls and stuff like that. When we get these calls, we go out and check it out, and we drive around and we take pictures and we bring out video cameras. And I mean, you know how many ponding basins we looked in? A lot. And Bigfoot's in the valley. That's the one. I get more people telling me that there's no Bigfoots in the valley. It's like, how many people seen Bigfoots in the valley, and they don't know each other, and they're running around in the canals.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're driving down a canal, driving down in the country or something, and you cross a bridge, look in the canal.
Look underneath the bridge.
I mean, you might see something. You might see something big.
The Kings River, guys.
Yeah.
If I had a $10,000 FLIR, all right, just going down the Kings River at nighttime in those, what are the berry bushes, or what are the mulberry bushes or whatever?
Yeah, wild berries.
Wild berries.
Yeah.
And just at the FLIR, we had a Bigfoot sighting at Avocado Lake with a picture taken. And we showed it here on our screen here about a month and a half ago or something like that. We still need to go up there. What's happening is because of the lack of rain in the mountains, there's no water up there. And the food is dying out. There's no food, no water. And not just the Bigfoots, but we got mountain lions, we got deer.
Everything.
Are coming way down here for the food. They need to eat, guys. All right? And Bigfoots are living up there. I don't care what you say. They are there. They're coming down lower to feast on the oranges, on the apples, all the produce that the San Joaquin Valley grow is just a buffet for all those creatures. Even the bears, all right? The bears are coming down here, and they're getting shot by tranquilizers, and the cops are shooting them because they're coming down. And the coyotes, oh, my God, the coyotes are
off the hook.
are coming down in city limits of Sangers, and then all, and it's scary because, the kids are out there playing, with their little friends, and these coyotes have been seen on camera snagging their pets right in front of them, their cats and their dogs, and they're taking them away and they're eating them, man. So you guys really need to be careful. For those who live in the foothills, we're talking Clovis, we're talking Sangers, Centerville, Minkler, Delray, Orange Cove, Reedley, all
Parlier.
those, Parlier, even that far. You guys need to be careful and keep your kids close by. Because not only because of the Bigfoots, but the wild animals are coming down that low, and you need to be careful. All right.
Well, you know what? Like, I know we have people listening from all over, not just in the valley, and got 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Close. Yeah.
Okay.
Look in your ponding basins. Look in your creeks. Look in your canals.
All right, guys. 15 seconds until music time. All right, we're done, guys.
Close.
Into close. Okay, guys. I want to thank you for showing up tonight, wherever you may be. We're having a blast doing what we're doing.
Sorry, Keith, I wasn't paying attention.
And come back next Sunday, because we're pretty much going to do it all over again with new stories and new people, and we're going to blow you away, just like we do every Sunday. All right, for Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, I want to thank you for showing up. This has been Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from the bottom left-hand corner of the Nevada Triangle in a city called Fresno. Thank you. Good night. Take care. Peace out.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies, and we hope you witness something you cannot explain.
Looking for you, you're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I